Welcome to Podcast Kai, where the rules are roast first, roast hard, no mercy.
Now, wait a minute, Doc. This is actually the Cinema Simon podcast. My name is Bugs Bunny, and all I can say is, me. What's up, Doc?
In all seriousness, welcome to the Cinema Simon podcast. I am John Thompson. I am one of the action movie experts.
My name is Paul Allen, the horror expert.
I am Matthew, one of the superhero and sci-fi experts.
And you messed up your knees earlier.
Yes, I did.
My name's Dylan. I'm the other superhero and sci-fi expert.
And we're going, we've been laughing like crazy before we even started this recording. So, anyway, welcome everybody to our podcast. We're so glad you can join us for this episode. And we hope you guys actually enjoyed the first 7 episodes of this podcast. We're at number 8. And all I can say is we're going to eat and ate the number 8.
Boo.
And Noah's looking at me like, nope, that was bad. I just had to eat to the bank.
This is John's first mark in the bank.
Yes!
For those curious.
I
I
tried.
can bank on that.
All right, for those wondering, that makes Matthew's 35th addition to the spray bank.
And I'm in last place.
So far. Paul is currently at 11. I'm at 2, and John's at 1 now.
That's never going to happen again.
You're number 1.
Sure.
That's never going to happen again. I'm going to have a good pun this time. Oh, man. But anyway. All right, we got an exciting episode for you tonight. We got ourselves our John Wick Chapter 4 review. All 4 of us got to go see this movie, and we definitely have lots of things to say about that one. We also got some entertainment news to get into. We're going to talk about our 2023 rankings and pretty much all the fun stuff in between. But before we do get started, a couple of things. Number 1, be sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram of the Cinema Asylum Podcast. The more we get more followers and the more that you guys subscribe, the more that we can have more episodes and more listeners. And please check out our website. It's actually available on the Instagram bio page.
And where all can they find us once more?
What's that?
And where all can they find us just one more time in case anybody was snoozing away there?
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Cinema Asylum Podcast. That's where all the fun and all the entertainment and all the comedic stuff comes in because you probably want to hear more of Matthew's bad puns.
They're wonderful.
36.
And
I'm going to punch you.
That makes 12.
And all the links to Spotify and stuff are on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Yep, exactly. So, you'll see all the information all up here, and yeah, that's definitely going to be tons of fun.
So, first thing is movies we've seen this week that are not new.
Well, I guess I might as well. Actually, Matthew, you can go ahead and go first. So what movies
Okay.
did you got a chance to watch this week?
I watched all the John Wick movies, so 1 through 3 for the first time also.
And number 4, that we'll be reviewing later.
Yeah, I'll get into 1 through 3 a little bit when we do the rankings later. But also I watched a bunch, since we're ranking the first look at 2023, I decided to flex on everybody and watch a bunch of 2023 movies this weekend. So, older 2023 movies, I watched Megan, Shotgun Wedding, Knock at the Cabin, Night Train, Plane, and The Pale Blue Eye.
I still really want to see the Pale Blue Eye.
It was good. You'll be surprised at how high it's on my rankings.
Okay.
That's the one that stars Christian Bale. It's definitely more of a mystery kind of.
Yeah, it's got Edgar Allan Poe in it.
I should probably give it a watch sometime. So I should definitely do that.
It was definitely good.
Yeah, and then what movies did you get the chance to watch?
Jeez, John, get it out.
I've been more listening to new music this week instead of watching new movies, but I did watch the first Naked Gun movie.
There's been a lot of good
today.
music come out this week.
Well, the new Fall Out Boy album came out, So Much for Stardust. That came out, and in light of all the TikTok news that has been coming out recently, I got on TikTok, and I was on TikTok for like half the day yesterday.
I don't like TikTok.
I
takes
fell
me
into a
off.
hole of like DIY home improvement videos, and I spent like half the day watching them.
I guess it's tool time.
37.
That's a TV show.
Oh, come on! That was
37.
good!
That's
That actually was really
37.
funny.
We now know that Dylan's favorite band is Tool.
That makes 13. No, one of the first videos that I watched that got pulled up to me on TikTok, because I hadn't been on TikTok in, God, like 6 months, something like that, was from a band called Windrose, I believe. It's a dwarven metal band.
Oh yeah, I know them.
It's cool. I listened to a few of their tracks and I watched a bunch of their videos. Yeah, no, it's fucking kick ass. I loved it.
Check out The Who, HU. It's Mongolian throat singing over tribal metal.
Interesting.
It's really good.
It's real.
It's
Okay,
really
that
good.
They did a
on the
song
bank.
called Wolf Totem with Papa Roach.
Yes,
Wow.
I really don't trust you.
It's real.
it's
Backing
legit.
you up, and that's the only reason why I'm not calling you a liar right now.
It's legit.
It sounds like you tried to make another joke.
Let's check out our lie detector results and see if he's true. Or, I am so sorry.
You have to take
It's
a
a Maury Povich reference, which I should never watch those when I was a kid. I was a sweet kid, but also was kind of bad for watching these daytime reality shows. All right.
But
Anyway,
John, the real thing is, you are not the father.
thank you very much. And I never will be. I'm never planning having kids. Anyway, I actually only got a chance to watch one movie for this week, but also got to watch other things, which I'll get to that in just a moment. For some reason, I was in the mood to watch the animated Disney movie Bolt. For some reason, I decided, okay, I'm in the mood to watch Bolt, and I liked it. It was really good. I really liked the movie. Thought the animation was great, the action was pretty great, and I personally like the idea of a movie that's based on a TV show, even though the movie is the title of the same TV show, Bolt. And it has a very young Miley Cyrus when she was so innocent and not doing all of the twerking and oh god,
You just talked about how you love this Miley Cyrus.
I was gonna ask if the reason why you brought Miley Cyrus up earlier was because of this.
Yes. Yes, it was. And also, on Facebook, I've been seeing this whole Hannah Montana, Sweet As I Can Cody thing posting on my Facebook. I don't know why.
So
Probably because I'm in such in a Disney mood. So anyway, I got to watch Bolt.
Because you like Hannah Montana.
Yes, and I'm going
Oh.
and look, I may be 29 years old, but I still have the love for most of the Disney Channel shows I grew up watching. So
29, the big 3 hours this year.
I know, and I'm pretty
You're
sure.
an old man.
Well,
Gotta get you a
Don't
cane.
fear the reaper.
but anyway, that's the movie I got a chance to watch, and I've been watching the old Nickelodeon game shows on Paramount Plus. I finally got Paramount Plus, and I'm a sucker for old game shows that I watched when I was a kid. Guts, Legend of the Hidden Temple, the Double Dare TV show. I've been watching those in the last 3 days now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm in love with old game shows. And the fact that they have on Paramount Plus is so cool, and I cannot wait to check out what others is actually on there. And I'll be watching Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade on that streaming service as well. Can't wait to watch that. So lots of good stuff. What about you, Paul? What movies have you got to watch?
Oh man, I haven't really done a whole lot of watching this week, truthfully.
Besides John Wick.
Yeah, but that was basically it, truthfully. I rewatched The Devil All the Time, which is a fantastic movie on Netflix. Bill Skarsgård's in it, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson. It's one of the few Robert Pattinson movies that I really, 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 really like.
There you go.
You still haven't watched The Lighthouse, have you?
No, I keep
Okay.
forgetting.
So I haven't watched that either.
Neither have I. I heard it's
Thanks,
really good,
buddy.
Yeah, I've heard awesome things.
Well, I haven't watched it either, which I probably don't want to.
All right, I think that needs to be on our list.
I'm not chicken. If I could, I went through the Scream movies.
though. Those aren't scary.
Yeah, they're less horror movies and more thriller movies.
Well, it still kind of counts.
We
though,
should just
doesn't
make that a Friday night since I'm having the Friday Flicks thing. One night's going to be The Lighthouse.
Okay.
it? Oh boy.
We're making that a mission. That way we can all watch it at the same time. If it's supposed to be that good, we can even talk about it a little bit that Sunday.
Yeah.
For sure.
It could probably be divisive because it's probably going to be two of you loving it and then maybe two of us not liking it because I don't know how this is going to go for me. We shall see what happens.
John needs to see Terrifier 2.
Oh, no. I am staying away from that Terrifier clown. No.
He's not
I'm
that
totally
scary.
not watching that.
He looks fine.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's just clowning around.
That clown creeps me out.
I'm
It's
still
starting to
wondering-
look like more of a child's monster than anything.
He doesn't look any worse than Pennywise.
Yeah.
If anything, Pennywise looks worse.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Pennywise.
Of course you do.
I do not.
Hi, John.
It's only better when we
And
do.
Dylan's starting to shiver over there.
It's only better when we do it to Josh because Josh.
He's like-
Josh.
He's like, watch it.
14.
Boom!
14. You jumped up like. Man, that makes what?
Matthew,
7
do
right
not
before the recording?
lose
Yep.
your viewers when we keep doing the punch.
Hey, when I did the poll, there was quite a few people that wanted more puns. as
Yeah,
part of the-
I
Matthew,
know,
me and
I
you
know.
voting for that doesn't count.
No, there was like 1 or 2 other people by the time it was over.
2 other burner accounts of yours, maybe.
Matthew's Walker doesn't count. Neither does Matthew Walker's.
But anyway, that's the movies that we actually got a chance to watch. And of course, we'll be talking about more movies when we get to the entertainment news. But before we get to that, I was going to get to the second thing. I will not be here for the next week's podcast because me and my family will be going on vacation in South Carolina on Friday, March 31st. So sadly, that means I will not be able to see the Super Mario Bros. Movie I've been wanting to see on opening weekend, but I am planning on to see it like later when we get back from vacation. And at the very least, we usually do our recordings on Sunday. So at the very least, on Sunday, April 16th, I believe, that's when I will be back to be with you guys in person. And also, I will catch up on the Mandalorian episode, and maybe I'll do voice only episodes. Like, I'll record it on my phone, so guys, you can actually hear my audio review of episode 5.
And then I can add it to the end of the episode.
Yes.
And also, before we forget, since John brought up about not being here, since we record our episode Sunday, Easter Sunday, April 9th, there will not be an episode because, Easter. So we will have a week break from the podcast, and we will be back the 16th.
Yeah. And that means that people who has not yet listened to our episodes can go back.
And they can catch up.
Yes. So if you're the very first time ever listening to the Cinema Simon podcast, please go check out the first 7 episodes of the Cinema Simon podcast, if you please, because there's tons of great entertainment that you got to hear, including the infamous Rants by Dylan of the Star Wars, episode 5.
Oh, don't worry. There's gonna be
And there's going to be more rants in the future.
today, actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there was a piece of news that isn't included in our news because, one, it's not news. It's a rumor. Second of all, it's a stupid rumor. So
Oh, the thing that's going on?
the thing that I mentioned at the theater, yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Shall we?
I think you were in line behind like a fan.
You want to talk about it before we get to the? You want to talk about it before we get to the entertainment news?
Let's do the news first.
Okay, let's
Okay.
rush through the news real quick. So we
Now,
can get going.
let's see if anybody that normally looks at movie news will be able to see what piece I left out.
And of course, we'll do our Mandalorian catch up and see what we thought of the first half of the Mandalorian so far as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah, we are halfway done, aren't we?
Yes, we are halfway done. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Dylan.
And I just watched episode 4 today.
Dylan, I wanted you to know that Darth Maul lightsabers are half off.
I'm really happy with the price that I got today. For those that don't know, I have suddenly I have suddenly found myself in the business of collecting lightsabers, much like General Grievous.
A very expensive habit.
Very expensive. Yeah. I just bought half of, or technically half of Maul's lightsaber.
Half.
They sell like the halves at the Disney parks, and I'm trying to collect as many of the Disney park lightsabers as I can. In the past week, I've bought 2. I bought the Plo Koon one, and I bought one half of Darth Maul's Episode 1 lightsaber. And I'm gonna be getting the second half this next week.
I
already
saw
have a
you
plan.
sent me a picture of that. And I was thinking that looks cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool, dude. It's gonna be long, because shut up. I know damn well what you're gonna say. Shut up. The lightsaber fully completed with the blades is gonna end up being 8 feet long.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, because you plug in the two 36-inch blades, and then each half of the hilt is about a foot long, I would say. So it's gonna be 8 feet long. I'm excited for it.
You should probably bring your actual lightsaber with you whenever we talk about what we thought of the whole Mandalorian overall, and then we can get back to our controversial rankings of the Star Wars movies.
Well, I'm upset because I was gonna buy the darksaber, and
That would have looked good on you.
If I hadn't gotten such a good deal on this first half of Maul's lightsaber, which I got it for like $173, I think.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then with shipping and taxes and everything, it ended up being close to $200. But this lightsaber is also sold out, as far as I know. It's been sold out for a while.
Well, of course, because it's anything Star Wars, of course things are going to get sold out of something.
Well, I mean, like,
It's practically a war to get them.
yeah, it is. Because I haven't been to the parks in years. I still haven't gotten the opportunity to go to Galaxy's Edge. I really wish that I would have been able to. But at Galaxy's Edge, they sell legacy lightsabers, and whenever they introduce a new lightsaber, they typically take away an old one. And Maul's were discontinued. Assault's Ventures's were discontinued, where somebody has both of them listed for $2,000 online. It's like, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if I want to pay $2,000 for them. So I'm waiting to see if they rotate back in. But the same is for Temple Guard lightsaber.
That's like Pawn Stars kind of money, $2,000. I mean,
Yeah,
we all seen Pawn Stars. A lot of people really like that show, and people kept seeing those Star Wars being sold at Pawn Stars.
Yeah, I'd like to see the person that's selling them for $2,000 take it to Pawn Stars.
Yeah,
Because they'd be like, oh, $75, best offer.
wow.
Like for something that you tried to sell for $2,000.
Well, you could buy multiple movies for $75.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually would be a good price point.
There's a bundle of the original trilogy on 4K right now that's like $75.
Man, I need to know I need to know exactly what 4K is like, because as much as I love HD, I really want to know what 4K is like, honestly.
It's great as long as you don't turn on motion blurring.
Okay.
There was a post I seen the other. Well, it was not posted. It was in a group, one of Paul's movie groups. Someone selling a 1-bedroom house with like 2 bathrooms, and they want like $1,500 a month for it.
Oh yeah.
What?
It was just like 2 outhouses in one. And they wanted,
God.
one of the actresses
Wow.
in this movie seen it, and she shared it.
My goodness, wow. That's crazy.
I saved the post, so I'll show you guys later.
All right, so without further ado, let's get to the entertainment news. All right, so I'm going to read 1 through 9, and Paul will read 10 through 17, and then we'll get to the rest of the entertainment news, including superhero and sci-fi, and let the fun festival begin. Starting with the first part of the entertainment news, Tom Kenny said there's a lot of plans being made for the SpongeBob SquarePants 25th anniversary. Yes, I did the theme song. You're welcome. This is from his quote. Maddie, don't laugh. Shut it. He said that I quote, "I don't have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement to violate yet. I'm sure it'll be exciting and huge." In case why he's laughing, he's having a cookie in his mouth right now. It's peanut butter.
That's not why I'm laughing.
Oh, I know. You don't want to eat.
Don't ask. What you don't know won't hurt you.
Exactly. So anyway, that's the first news. Since we're talking about John Wick later on, this has something to do with John Wick in both 2 and 3. So the John Wick spin-off film Ballerina starring Etta de Armas will release in spring or summer of 2024. Heck yeah. More John Wick series? Yes, please. Number 3, another John Wick news. The John Wick prequel series, The Continental, is eyeing a potential fall premiere on Peacock.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, the series will be a 3-night event that follows a young Winston starting as a hitman hotelier. Interesting. Very interesting. Definitely on board on that one. Number 4, I assume you guys are on board on that one too, right? Anything that involves John Wick? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a hot take later. I told you guys on Friday that I got When we went to the movie, I got a hot take.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. And by the way, Dylan is a big John Wick fan. You will not find a biggest John Wick fan than Dylan. He loves the series.
I'm right here, just for the record.
Oh, controversy.
I'll fight for this one. I'll lose, but I'll fight for this one.
Come at me, bro.
You're right.
All
You will lose, but it'll be fun.
It will be.
All right, number 4. Taron Egerton says he has ideas for Kingsman 3 that he's looking to pitch to Matthew Vaughn. And he says, and I quote, "I think that will be happening soon, but he has the wheels in motion on a big idea of his own. So who knows? You know? We
I'm
don't.
excited. I like the Kingsman movies.
Yeah.
They're really good.
So we don't know.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, they're great. I recommend them. I recommend the first one. I don't quite recommend the second one as much.
Okay.
Second one's still good.
Yeah.
But I recommend the first one, and then I recommend the Kingsman.
The prequel.
Yeah, the prequel. Those both are the best of the 3 that we've gotten so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really good. I really like them. I'm excited for this.
It's action, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That might
it's
definitely
like James Bond-esque.
right up my alley.
The pun on the next one.
Oh boy. Number 5. Filming has begun on Grand Theft Auto, starring John Cena. Yeah, this actually is a real title. Starring John Cena. I'm gonna try to say this name right. Aquafina. Yes,
Yeah.
I got it. All right. Simu Liu and
Shang-Chi. That's Shang-Chi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Dolly D. Leon. The film is set in a future where if you kill the winner of the grand lottery before sundown, you can legally claim their prize money. Oh my!
Sounds good.
That sounds really good.
Whoa. Okay. All right. Number 6. Trey Parker is set to direct an entitled comedy with Kendrick Lamar set to produce. The film follows a young black man interning as a slave reenactor at a living history museum who discovers that his wife's girlfriend's ancestors once owned his. Oh boy!
Okay. This could put me in hot water, but I'm actually really excited about it. And I'll clarify, the reason why I'm excited about it isn't directly because of the content or any possible controversial themes in the content.
Which we will get to that.
I'm not excited because of that. I'm excited because Trey Parker is one of the 2 people that made South Park.
Okay.
And I love South Park. And for anybody that isn't familiar with South Park or they haven't taken a full look at South Park, South Park tells a lot of good stories. And anytime that it tackles something that's controversial, it's one of those things where South Park offends everybody.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it doesn't offend one side. Like it's not
It doesn't discriminate. It offends everybody.
Exactly.
It's not controversial at all.
Yeah, well, it's slightly controversial sometimes. Like there are 5 episodes that are banned on streaming right now, and they're heavily censored when they air. Sorry, I know a lot about South Park. Anytime that they handle something controversial, let's say like politics, they make fun of both the left and the right.
Yeah.
They make fun of everybody. Not only that, but they go to an extreme on everybody.
You get a roast. You get a roast. You get a roast.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
Oprah.
seriously. Like, I mean, they're obviously like understanding why it's controversial, and then they just take it to the extreme.
Absolutely.
And honestly, it's a masterclass in satire and parody. It really is. And not only that, but it depicts it in a pretty unbiased way, where I really do genuinely mean it when I say that I'm pretty sure that South Park is going to go down as the most well-informed and set in reality TV shows of the 21st century.
Well, a lot of people do love the show, and people do like to watch it, even though it's definitely not for everybody. So
It's not. It's a lot of comedy that a lot of people wouldn't.
But let's
like.
be honest, most of the movies that were controversial turned to be one of the best movies of all time. For example, the one we'll get to in just a little bit when Paul reads number 17.
Well, this is also Trey Parker's first movie since like 2003 or something like that.
Yeah, 2004. Yeah, he did. Let's see, what what was that?
Why are
movie?
you taking
Team
feet
World
pics,
Police.
Matthew?
Yes, Team America World Police. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's it. That's the one.
That was the last movie that he worked on, as far as I'm aware, like, or at least directly responsible. Because all the other South Park quote unquote movies that have come out since the early 2000s, all these other ones aren't actual movies; they're specials.
Okay.
So he
Interesting.
hasn't made an actual film in a while.
Okay.
So I'm excited for that.
Well, anything that involves Trey Parker, there's your quote. That one gets decided. All right, number 7. It's actually funny, Paul, I'm reading Anne Hathaway for this week because apparently you read something about Anne Hathaway last week, so now it's my turn. Anne Hathaway, also in the news again, and also in Michaela Cole, have been cast in David Lowry's next film called Mother Mary for A24. The film will be an epic pop melodrama following a fictional musician and her relationship with an iconic fashion designer. And let's be honest, A24 can be a very divisive studio. Either you'll love their movies or they can trick you with their marketing, which unfortunately done it too many times.
Everything Everywhere All at Once was awesome.
True.
I still haven't watched it.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
You loser!
it deserved all the
it
awards
did
that
win
it got,
multiple Oscars.
with the exception of Jamie Lee Curtis winning. Hot take. I know there are a lot of people that are going to disagree with me, but in every single place where Jamie Lee Curtis won an award for her performance in that movie, she won it against Angela Bassett.
Against Angel Bassett from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
no, she Angela Bassett deserved every single fucking award for that movie.
Yeah, I heard
she
people were
deserved
not
it.
very happy about that one.
Well, I mean, I'm not knocking down Jamie Lee Curtis's
Oh, no.
performance. Like she's a terrific actress. She was terrific in Everything Everywhere All at Once. There's like this really emotional scene in there, and she's really, really good. She deserves an award for it. But when she's competing against Angela Bassett in the same category, she doesn't deserve it against Angela Bassett. Not for Wakanda
That's
Forever.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
Angela Bassett, granted, it was the Oscars. I expected it. But Angela Bassett should have won. Sorry. I'm just...
Personally, the Oscars, they still need to get their act together. Like, they need to figure out what really is the best movie of the year, or like what really is the best acting performance. Like they back in the 80s and 90s, they knew what they were doing. But in the 21st century, they're going off the mark a little bit. But we'll get to that at just another time.
Yeah. Well, I'll stop talking about it. I've got a lot of opinions about it.
Oh, I know. All right, number 8. Apple will spend $1 billion, with the letter B, $1 billion on producing films to be released in theaters. The company is attempting to partner with other studios to release a few titles in theaters this year, including Killers of the Flower Moon, Argyle, and Napoleon. And finally, the one that Dylan's excited for, filming has begun on the Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel. Camille Najani, hope I said that name
Pretty
right.
close.
Thank you. Patton Oswalt, James Acaster, and Emily Evelyn Lind have been cast in the sequel. Seems like fans were very satisfied with the Ghostbusters sequel, and so yeah, I know a lot of people were excited for the sequel.
I know who they're going to call to the theater. Dylan. He's going to come running when it comes out.
What are you gonna call? It's Dylan.
I don't know how I'm going to call him. I don't have his number.
Listen, I'm a man of mystery. I keep all details hidden. No, I'm super excited about this. I'm subscribed to the Ghostbusters YouTube. I was like scrolling literally as soon as that came out on their YouTube. Like you can make posts and stuff. And I was on there like right after they posted. I started freaking out immediately.
Yeah, on days I know there's going to be DC trailers. I keep refreshing the YouTube.
Yeah. All right, Paul. You're reading number 10 on the next headline there. Actually, you can borrow my phone.
I've got it.
Oh, huh?
I've got it.
Oh, you got it here. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. He's
My phone's right here.
okay.
Yeah.
He's standing up instead of sitting down. In case you can't tell. All right.
Oh, no, they can't tell.
I'm upstanding in my field.
What are you guys talking about? I see him. He's sitting down right now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, buddy.
Welcome.
Okay. I actually
Listeners, don't let them trick you. They're
actually-
taking
I actually
advantage
didn't
of the
see your
fact that you
phone.
can't
It's not
see
Halloween.
them.
No one wants
Clearly
trick or
sitting
treat.
down.
No, so I'm gonna read a little bit of news here, and then I actually have some news of my own to share that nobody here knows about, which is exciting.
All right.
For once, with Matthew in the room.
Yeah. Not even Matthew knows what I'm going to say.
Excited.
Shocking.
Yeah,
No, I won't throw that in the bag.
I know.
Not because it's not bad,
I know.
but
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, go ahead.
I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm probably going to butcher it.
Sierra, I think?
Ciaran Hinds, Rory Kinnear, and Tanya Moody have been cast in The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Season 2.
I still need to finish the first season.
yeah, me too.
Bill
I'm like at the
Lawrence.
last three.
Bill Lawrence says a Scrubs revival movie is inevitable. The
Okay.
4-hour and 11-minute extended version of Lord of the Rings Return of the King will release in theaters on April 13th and April 19th.
Oh boy.
No bathroom breaks. No bathroom breaks, Matthew. Cillian Murphy has received his first BAFTA nomination for his performance in the final season of Peaky Blinders.
Good for him. Was he the villain in Batman Begins as Scarecrow?
He's Scarecrow, yes.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I love him. Yeah,
He
was
was
great.
also in the 28 Days Later movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah, huge congratulations to him. Absolutely.
He was in Quiet Place Part 2 too.
Oh, yeah.
Some more Cillian Murphy news. He will star in and produce a feature adaptation of See Things Like These with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon set to produce.
Wow.
The film follows a devoted father in Christmas 1985 who discovers startling secrets being kept by the convent in his town.
So, not just Air, but also this movie. Boy, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are busy. My goodness.
Oh yeah, no. They just started a new company together.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
Okay.
they started a new
They're best
production
friends.
company. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they decided to go all in on it. Yeah, it's cool. Ben Affleck is starting to step down from acting a little bit more
Yeah.
because of this job.
I mean, without the screenplay of Good Will Hunting, they probably would not be doing it
Yeah.
what they're doing today, which I still need to watch that movie.
Do you know what insurance he has? Affleck.
Knew it. There it goes.
15.
You're going to be caught up to me by the end of tonight.
Hey,
It's gonna
Dylan.
be like
Speaking of 15, though, that is ironically the number I'm on the news.
All right.
A new horror thriller film produced by Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions will release on September 27th, 2024 in theaters. Do we know anything about this? Like
No.
title,
Nope,
nothing?
nothing.
I don't think
Nope, I
Interesting.
do not.
No.
Nope.
I'm excited, but
That'd honestly be interesting marketing, just like not giving anyone any details aside from a title.
it's totally up his alley too. It's something that Jordan Peele would do.
Don't even
Oh,
give him a title. Just say Untitled Jordan Peele film.
Yeah. People will see it.
All
I'll
the
go see
trailers
it.
have it. Still nobody knows exactly what it's about or exactly what it's called.
Yeah.
And then he just releases it.
Just Untitled Jordan Peele film. Have that show at the end of the trailer.
Yeah.
Have it all audio, no visual on the trailer. Just audio from the movie.
That's
That would
interesting.
actually be insane.
That's going to be interesting. Wow. Okay. Wow.
No. If it ends up being thematic enough, they could kind of do it the way that they did the very first Ant-Man trailer,
Yeah.
where it's like completely zoomed out.
Yeah.
So they don't even have to cut the video. All they have to do is just like make it really, really tiny on every screen. I think it'd be cool.
Ooh, I like this next one.
Kat Connor Sterling has been cast in Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's movie alongside Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, and Mary Stuart Masterson.
John, I was anticipating your
Oh,
response.
Jesus Christ.
I remember that you didn't like it.
Not a fan of the game?
Nope, he's not.
Really?
No.
Yeah,
Really?
He hates it.
It's
They
okay. Not
done-
everyone can have taste. It's
They
okay.
done too many of these games, and this movie.
It's not the game, though.
I know, but I'm
They've been
sorry.
working on this movie for
It has
years.
Matthew Lillard in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We're gonna just
None of
roast
them
John
matter.
now.
Not only does it have him in it, he's the villain in it.
This is a Matthew
Oh.
Lillard Stan podcast.
Yeah, no, seriously. No, seriously. I'm not big on NFTs. I'm really not. But he was the guy that convinced me that not all NFT people are bad. Like, I'm just gonna say that straight up. He was like, he was the first person that I saw doing NFTs, on like my mainstream, because I have the opinion that I don't like NFTs. Yeah, some of them look cool. I just no, I don't get it. I'm never gonna get it. I'm never gonna want them, and I think I'm better off.
Honestly, there's just too many games. It's like Fast and Furious too many. That's what it feels like. They've done too many of these games.
That's how you keep a franchise alive. You have to continue.
It's the same premise.
No, it's not. Not now. It's not. They changed after the 5th one.
That's how you keep the franchise alive. Family.
That was actually pretty good.
Not a pun that doesn't count.
Well, okay. I'm not going to count it anyway because there are a lot of theories that it's been the same family so far throughout the entire game.
Okay.
That have been manipulated.
So I didn't even know what I was doing now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's not surprising.
Look, people. I mean, I'm just saying. Look, Paul and the rest of the Finance Freddy's fans, you can have your fun, but I'm skipping. I'm going just straight into
Coward.
Shut up. I would say yes.
Let's go ahead. Let me get my ringtone.
Hey, yeah.
That sounds like the chicken getting his tail pulled out.
Hello, PETA. Are you going to sponsor us yet?
I've been getting picked before this recording starts.
Like I said, we started the day roasting Matthew, as we do every Sunday.
Yes.
And then John just he took the
That
game.
guy got switched.
We'll see where we are next Sunday.
Well, just don't stick a cake out because then Paul will eat it. Oh.
Oh no!
You'll have it gone before I even get here.
Just get to number 17, please.
Linda Blair to reprise her role as Regan McNeil in David Gordon Green's The Exorcist reboot.
Okay, that's interesting because we know that the original actress and the original Exorcist, and the fact that this actually is going to be the same actress in the reboot, that's interesting.
Let me guess, that's your most anticipated movie.
No.
Bullshit!
Man, knowing everything that we know about you and your history with scary movies, I doubt that one. I can't believe
why?
it. I'm so sorry.
Why? You think I'm going to be chicken
That
enough
is
to
more
see that movie?
unbelievable than the piece of news that I left out. I'm just saying it now.
I personally think it'll be a good movie. I think, because this is the same group that made the Halloween requels, correct?
I have no clue.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't
So,
follow Exorcist.
I feel like this will kind of be similar to the new Halloween trilogy, where the first one's going to be really good because I know that they are making a new trilogy of Exorcist movies, so I think this one's going to be really good, much like the 2018 Halloween. I think it might fall a little off on the sequel to that. Third one, 50-50 how it could go, like Halloween Ends. You know, I'm in the minority that actually likes Halloween Ends.
Yeah, me too.
I still would have done some things differently, but that's okay. Nevertheless,
I think Corey should have lived.
I think he did.
I will admit this.
I think he straight up.
There actually is one
He
horror
will
franchise
be.
that
I think there will be more, and I think he'll be.
There
in
actually
it.
is one horror franchise I will admit I kind of do want to check out since I got into Aliens and also I got into Scream. That I will admit is the third I actually want to check out. And that is The Quiet Place. I will admit, it actually looks interesting because it's almost all the movies in sign language, right?
Yeah.
And people are just trying to be quiet throughout the entire time.
Yeah.
I find that kind of interesting.
It's very intense.
It's intense. It's unique.
I kind of like intense.
It's by John Krasinski, which John Krasinski played Mr. Fantastic in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, which that's very interesting. So, the director and also actor in that movie.
Yep.
And one of the writers.
Very interesting. So, and
he produced it too.
Yeah.
And I know
he's super involved.
and I know
with
the
that.
sequel comes out next year, if I'm not mistaken. So, for some
maybe I know the show's coming out.
for some reason, I kind of want to watch that.
It's
I kind of want to watch that with Matthew and to watch those movies.
Yeah.
So
Seriously, do it.
I don't know.
You'd be doing
For
yourself
some
a
reason,
favor.
I'm slowly growing into movies I'm interested in the genres that I don't care for, which is very strange.
Speaking of, though, not to segue into my news that I brought.
Okay.
First Harvest, you're going to want to check out.
Okay.
For those who are interested in horror but are not the biggest fan of gore, The First Harvest originally was going to be a significantly more gory movie than what it has ended up being.
Right.
Reason for that is Terrifier 2. In a good way. I felt like that Terrifier 2 kind of set a standard for what gore and horror should look like. And I didn't feel like that with this being my first movie and the budget that I had, I didn't feel like I could match that. And so rather than put out a product that I knew wouldn't be that good, I wanted to do what I know that I could do. So the First Harvest is not going to have that much gore. I think actually my character, and this is not a spoiler, I'm not breaking my own NDA, my character probably has the most blood on him out of any character.
No surprise.
Is it my blood or is it someone else's, though?
Oh, that.
Or is it a mixture of both?
That's actually an interesting question. That's good.
To segue into some First Harvest news, we are going to be wrapping up filming on April 22nd. And it's actually a little bit poetic because the first day that we filmed, the primary characters that were on set were my character, the Emily character, and the Jenny character. And we are also the primary characters on the final day of filming as well, which is hilarious. I didn't plan it that way. It just kind of happened.
Apparently not.
But very exciting. Very excited to get...
Is that here?
What?
Final day.
No.
Okay. Only 2 more days here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the franchise of the First Harvest... Actually, today, over in India, there was a festival in which one of the short films was nominated. Holly Anspaugh picking up another Best Actress nomination. The results have not yet come in, so I do not know. I don't know the result, the outcome of that. But I can confirm that The Recovery, which is unrelated to the First Harvest entirely, The Recovery has been selected by a festival in Bloomington. Specifically being the Bloomington, Indiana Film Festival.
Wow.
Tickets are on sale now on the website, and it will be screening at, ironically, a bar. It will be screening at the festival, and I don't know like what awards it'll end up being up for, if any.
They're going to be throwing beer bottles at the screen.
I don't think so. It's a very respectful short.
I know.
So... just a little bit of news. I can also confirm that the sequel of The Recovery is going to be recorded on April 29th.
Because I just say because that first one, like I said, that was fantastic. What you guys did, that was amazing.
We actually have already picked up some awards for it too.
Oh wow, that's great.
Holly won Best Actress, and
That's awesome.
I won Best Actor.
Awesome.
That's
Didn't
amazing.
I win a couple more awards for the previous stuff?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought.
you won one more.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is the website that people can go check out so they can see about tickets on sale about the movie that's coming out?
If people look up the Bloomington, Indiana Film Festival, the website will pop right up. Go to the schedule. Be sure to click the correct ticket link because each block of films has its own ticket link. You want to make sure that you click the correct one.
Okay.
And I'm super excited. That's pretty much all of the First Harvest news that I have.
I'll go ahead and jump into some other news real quick. Because we were supposed to do something, we never ended up doing it. But me and Paul were going to be starting a film festival.
Yes. I've been waiting on you.
I've been waiting on you.
I've been waiting on you.
But
Well, who was supposed to go first?
We really don't know.
are you guys interested? Watching short films and stuff and reviewing them or setting up a festival with us?
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm in for it. Yeah.
Make it part of the podcast?
That sounds good. I personally like that because that will get people to check out the movies and actually get some more appreciation for the short films and everything. So.
I know one ground rule for those who might be curious, and I've kind of made this an executive decision. Because I'll be a part of the festival, nothing that I have written or produced will be able to be included for any awards.
Same with me.
because I feel like that wouldn't be fair. Now, that being said, if I'm in something that happens to get nominated, so long as I didn't write, direct, or produce it, it can still be up for consideration. But anything that I've actually done myself, no, because I don't want people to say, oh, they just made an award so that they can get their numbers up or whatever. No, I don't roll that way. So just a little tidbit for those that might be curious about that.
Okay, so the Bloomington, Indiana Film Festival for the First Harvest.
And for the recovery.
And for the recovery, okay.
For the recovery, the First Harvest is not part of this year. Hopefully next year, hopefully.
Okay.
But it will be April 7th.
Okay.
I'm actually supposed to be filming that day, so I do not know if I'll be able to actually attend. However, I know that a couple of people involved do want to go and plan on going. So you might be able to interact with them. Hopefully me, depending on how the filming day goes.
Very cool. Very cool. So please go check out Paul's work. Like I said, he's pretty amazing at what he does. Acting, directing, writing. He's very good at that. So, my man, again, congratulations on everything that you accomplished. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, let's try to get the rest of the news done so we can get
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
We're at 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, Matt,
Not
take it away.
shocking.
James Gunn says Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be around 2 hours and 30 minutes long, but adds that's not yet exact. Dwayne Johnson vetoed a post-credit scene for Shazam Fury of the Gods that would have included Aldous Hodges, Hawkman, and other heroes introducing Shazam into the JSA, which was later confirmed by Zachary Levi.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that started a whole tizzy online.
Yeah,
People really went after...
Dwayne was...
Well, people went after both Dwayne and Zachary Levi.
But it sounds like
Yep.
I don't want to get into it too much, but it sounds like Dwayne's done a lot. So
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. Owen Wilson says he thinks Loki Season 2 is releasing at the end of summer or September.
All right.
Owen Wilson will also return as Mobius in Deadpool 3.
That surprised me,
Yeah,
and I am so excited about that.
I think it'll be really good.
David F. Sandberg says he's very eager to go back to horror, as well as trying some new things. After 6 years of Shazam, I'm definitely done with superheroes for now. Which he also said something about, part of the reason he's so excited to go back to horror is because of the fans in superhero movies.
Yeah, understandable.
Interesting, okay.
Victoria Alonso, president of physical post-production VFX and animation at the studio, left Marvel Studios with various apparent factors such as reportedly creating toxic environment, supposed breach of contract, and violation of Disney company policy. The decision was made by Alan Bergman, and while Kevin Feige was not involved in the process, he reportedly ultimately did not intervene to prevent her termination.
Oh, boy.
In addition, Victoria Alonso's attorney has called the claims ridiculous and says the executive was silenced by Disney and fired after refusing to do something she believed was reprehensible. Disney and Marvel made the poor decision. They'll have serious consequences. There's a lot more to this story.
Oh, dear.
There's going to be a lot more Marvel stuff coming out here soon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not in a... Well, mostly be positive, but negative. Oh, boy.
It depends. It depends, because when I was compiling the news, I had to compile those two little sections of the news. I had to compile like 8-9 tweets into those two. And man, it was difficult finding out the proper wording for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
None of this stuff is actually like solidly confirmed. Like there's no like evidence against something. There's no evidence strictly for something.
And we don't want to show like...
Yeah, we don't...
we don't want to be a tabloid.
Exactly. We want to report the rumors in the way that it should be conveyed. As a rumor, yeah. Like, we don't want to pass anything off as fact.
That's true. That's true.
So, doing it with that was insane. Anybody that's in the movie news know that there was also another piece of Marvel news that came out tomorrow that we're not going to talk about.
Nope.
Because there isn't a lot of solid things about it yet. So
we'll wait till there's actually news to report.
Yeah, we'll wait, and then when we report on it, we'll give the whole lowdown, not just the end result.
And our unbiased opinion on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. All right, Dylan. Let's get to the sci-fi. What do we got?
First up, Rachel Zegler, Mason Gooding, Jaden Martell, Julian Dennison, Tim Heidecker, and Alicia Silverstone will star in Kyle Mooney's Y2K for A24. The film follows two high school nobodies who crash a 1999 New Year's Eve party, but crazy disaster strikes.
Ooh, I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Honestly, I was kind of caught whether this would be sci-fi or if this would just be part of the miscellaneous. But I just figured it's called Y2K. You know,
I'm glad to look it up.
It's going to be a technology-based thing. I feel like that's going to be relatively sci-fi.
Because Y2K was a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, John Spates.
Interesting name
right?
there.
Okay. John Spates from Dune is writing the script for Netflix's live-action Gears of War movie.
Really? Interesting.
I've never been into the game. That was more of my brother's thing.
I've never played it.
But I'm excited. I've seen some.
One, but I've never played it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen stuff. I used to watch Achievement Hunter, and they played a lot of Gears of War once upon a time. And there's actually been some fan casting, obviously, for this movie, and people have been suggesting Dave Bautista.
Okay.
For
I can totally see that.
Well, I mean, he's big enough for it.
Oh yeah,
and he's a huge dude.
Yeah.
No, I think that it would be interesting to see that, but I'm also not one of the fans, so I don't know if that's how a lot of people view the character.
He's got better muscles than me.
Yeah, yeah. Holy crap!
All right.
Yeah. Next, both of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon films are going to have extended R-rated versions.
Not surprising.
Not surprising.
Can we get 2 4-hour movies then?
Probably.
I mean, it's Netflix, so they can go as long as they want.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still waiting for the.
It's probably going to be about 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the trailer to come out so I can see how excited I am for Rebel Moon.
I'm guessing by summer.
I mean, yeah.
Comic-Con probably.
Well, Netflix typically puts its trailers out like 4 or 5 months ahead of the project release.
5 months would be Comic-Con.
Yeah. So I think it's possible.
I feel a sci-fi.
Because I'm excited, but also curious. So we shall see.
Yeah. So some Stranger Things news. The writers describe season 5 as quote unquote if season 1 and 4 had a baby and then that baby was injected with steroids.
Oh my.
I think that I'm the only person that's seen Stranger Things.
I think Paul has a little bit.
I'm excited about it. Those are the 2 best seasons in my opinion of the show.
I'll get it watched before season 5 comes out.
Yeah, do it. I say it more consistently now. It's you'd be doing yourself a favor.
Yeah. I'm
not a big fan of season 3, but yeah, no, it's fucking great, especially season 4. Season 4 was top notch. So I'm excited. On to the Star Wars news, and therefore the end of the sci-fi news. Lucasfilm is currently rumored to be announcing 3 new Star Wars movies at Star Wars Celebration in April, which that's not really news for anybody that follows Star Wars news. How many movies have they had that they ended up canceling? Which I still don't believe that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron is canceled.
Yeah.
With the specific terminology used in the actual articles that was reported in, they weren't actually canceled. They weren't fully canned. They were just taken out of active development. Taking it out of active development is a different thing than being canned.
I
have a theory on the one movie, but I'll wait till we talk about our Mando review.
Okay.
It's a far-fetched theory, but it's a theory.
And Dale and I were actually wearing our Star Wars stuff, but to talk about the Mandalorian later on tonight.
I was considering wearing my Mandalorian shirt, but it was a little colder outside, so I just wore the hoodie. Next piece is Damon Lindelof and co-writer Justin Britt Gibson reportedly exited their top-secret Star Wars film. And Charmin Obaid-Chinoy, I hope I said that right, is still slated to direct. However, soon after, Stephen Knight was slated to begin writing the script, with more details about the movie, possibly including the title as well, possibly being revealed at Star Wars Celebration this next month. Technically, next week.
For the record, Stephen Knight is the writer of the Daredevil Netflix show.
Yeah.
So, that should tell you how top-notch this is going to be.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be really good. Honestly, I think that any Star Wars film going forward is going to be really good, because they're not going to be super constrained by the active timeline,
Right.
They've been doing good
I feel
exploring.
like we'll get an Old Republic movie eventually.
Eventually. Eventually. I'm honestly looking forward to when we get our next reference of Revan.
Yeah.
Which there's actually some controversy about Revan too, but that's different. Last piece of news is after it being rumored, Daniel Kwan confirms that the Daniels are directing one episode of Star Wars show Skeleton Crew. He says, and I quote, "We love John, love Star Wars, love learning new tech, love meeting new cast and crew, and we needed the days to keep our healthcare, so it was an easy yes."
Makes sense.
I'm excited. The Daniels are the guys that directed Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome.
Do you know who I want a Star Wars thing eventually?
Who?
Nihilus.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like they could go like hardcore horror with that.
Well, did you know that they're coming out with a remaster of KOTOR?
Yeah.
I'm excited for the remaster.
I haven't played the original, so.
Well, I played the original a little bit, and I wasn't a big fan of the gameplay. So when I heard that the remaster was coming out, I was like, hell no. I was like, I don't quite care. First of all, I'm a canon man.
Yes.
I'm not going to invest in non-canon stories unless it really piques my interest. And KOTOR was piquing my interest, but I wasn't super excited because of the gameplay. But apparently they're rebuilding everything.
Okay.
So that means that gameplay is also going to vary. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be really cool. Fun fact: they actually use a D20 system for your hits and stuff in the game.
Okay.
And the damage. Yeah.
But besides the Star Wars TV shows, I mean, the Star Wars movies, they really need to pick up the pace because they have not made a critical acclaim Star Wars movie since The Last Jedi. Fans can say bad things about the movie they want, but it was critical acclaim.
The only movie since then has been
Rise of Skywalker, and that was 2019. It's been 4 years.
And that film received mixed reviews, and it was very divisive.
It was. I love Rise of Skywalker. I love most of the Disney Star Wars stuff. Not a big fan of Resistance, but yeah, no, it was definitely it. After 4 years, it's still inspiring hot takes about the movie. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's still people insisting that Rey stole the last name Skywalker, which are factually wrong.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the Mando review, I forgot about the other piece of news that I had to add.
I also have mine.
The Titans crossover with Stargirl, and I believe Doom Patrol 2 from just set photos I've seen.
Yeah.
I believe Doom Patrol's involved too, but that airs on 420. I said that way to make Dylan laugh.
We knew this Stargirl was going to be tight. I refuse to let you get me on this. I'm going to persist. We knew that she was coming this season. We knew.
Yeah, I knew that too.
I think it'll be really cool.
Yeah.
With this being the final season, if it ends up being a really cool send off, I might not be as bummed out that we don't get these characters again.
I feel like they should have a reference to the ratings being different, like Stargirl being on CW and Titans being on HBO Max. Like, oh, you guys are really adult or something. Like Stargirl saying that.
Oh, well, yeah. I guess they could be like, oh, wow, you guys are a lot darker here.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'd be fine with that.
I need to finish
as long as
that
it's
show.
really like tongue in cheek, you know. I don't want it to be like right in my face, like, ha, get it?
Yeah.
Like I don't want that. As long as it's something tongue in cheek, as long as it's something more subtle.
Yeah, I knew Titans was ending before it was even announced, though. When I seen the episode titles and the last episode's called Titans Forever, it's like, yeah, it's over.
Yep.
That's.
And all I can say, speaking of DC, 3 months away until the Flash. Can't wait.
There might be massive news at the end of the month. I don't know.
And we're going to try our best not to read any of the spoilers on Twitter and also the Rotten Tomatoes rating. Which, by the way, I unfollow Rotten Tomatoes on Facebook. Thank God.
I blocked Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
I refuse to go by Rotten Tomatoes at all.
All I'll say about the thing at the end of the month, if it turns out to be true and they officially announce it, that will be the hardest rant we ever get on this podcast. I will be flipping out.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, boy. I hope we do not have to rant on The Flash. I'm hoping that all of us will agree that it's an amazing movie.
No.
This is good news.
Yeah. It's about the Zack
the good
thing, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he said he doesn't think there's anything the fans missed. And there's a lot of stuff going around on Twitter that the Superman statue has like 2 fingers, and then 3 closed, 3 down, 2 to go. And people are pointing that out, and he said he doesn't think there's anything the fans missed.
Oh, man.
So...
Hashtag full circle.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, all I can say is let us pray that'll be an incredible superhero movie. That's all I can actually hope for the Flash, because I'll be all hyped.
Tom Cruise said about how good it is.
I know, which that makes me
Stafford
more
talked
excited,
about it. James
but
Gunn
makes
talked
me
about it.
more nervous even more. So it's gonna be quite interesting.
I think it's really good.
So yeah, Dylan, you told me when we went to go see the John Wick Chapter 4 movie, you told me that you had something you want to get out of your chest about this one rumor that I couldn't believe it actually that for me should never existed. What is it?
Sorry, I'm getting my mic set up so I'm not too loud. I'm actually pissed off. There was a piece of news that I purposely did not include. Earlier I said it was because it's a rumor. We include some rumors.
Yeah.
This was just the stupidest fucking rumor I've ever seen in my life.
Here we go.
Like, I mean, I have seen some really stupid shit. I really have. But this is Grace Randolph level. It's so insane. It really is on par of, Pedro Pascal left The Mandalorian. Want to know what it is? It's the fact that that somebody is saying that Disney told Lucasfilm not to make any other project based on any other franchise other than Star Wars. What? Including and targeting Indiana Jones.
What?
Yeah. It's fucking stupid.
Yes, it is.
No. Well, my sources said, well, your sources are clearly fucking lying to you.
Exactly.
Like, how stupid do you have to be to fucking believe it? Now, if it comes out...
Summer.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They bought a major studio. And when they bought that major studio, it wasn't just for Star Wars.
They released Willow already.
Exactly. Oh, well, they canceled the Willow show. No, they didn't. They didn't cancel it. The dude in charge of the Willow show came out after that was rumored. Which, it could be the same person spreading the rumor. I don't know. I refuse to watch the fucking video because this piece of news pissed me off so much. The fact that they're actively keeping these IPs alive today, like 10 years after they bought the fucking studio, the fact that they're doing that and all of a sudden we're getting this rumor that they're canceling all other projects other than Star Wars? No. Bullshit. No. How stupid do you have to be?
To believe that.
Exactly.
Preach, Dylan, preach!
Like, it's fucking Disney. You can have your bad opinions of Disney. You can be like, oh, well, they're a greedy corporation. Exactly. They're a greedy corporation. Exactly. It's Disney. They know how to make money. They make money selling you a water bottle for $40. like they sell $10 churros. They get you to buy their shit. They know how to make money.
Yes.
Like, Matthew, you and I had this talk like a month ago about when somebody says, "Oh, the face of Disney Star Wars." You said Grogu, I said Rey.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why you said Grogu was because it's fucking everywhere.
Exactly.
So ever since The Mandalorian came out, Grogu has been super monetized.
Yeah.
He appears everywhere. And that's just the fucking fact of it. People got into Star Wars because of Grogu. They got into Star Wars because of Disney's corporate greed.
Yes.
They know how to make money. And you know how they're not going to make money? If they don't do anything with the other IPs of this major company that they bought 10 years ago.
Yeah. You know what also ticks me off? When people say, I hate the Disney sequel trilogy, now the prequels are amazing. That also ticks me off. You can't please everybody from Lucasfilm and also for Star Wars fans. They can't do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also like, elaborating on the Star Wars, on that, people were like, oh, well, the Star Wars films flopped. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. All three of them grossed $1 billion.
Exactly. The only movie that technically flopped was Solo. And the reason why it flopped wasn't because it was a bad movie. Shut up, Matthew. You were going to? I was saying it preemptively. I'll add another fight to the bank. No, it's not because Solo was a bad movie. It's because they had to fully reshoot the movie.
Yep.
They had to do that. They apparently had to send Alden Ehrenreich, who played the main character, the title character, to acting camp. Apparently they had to fucking do that. That's the reason why it flopped. Bob Iger even talked about this. That movie underperformed financially.
I saw that.
People loved the movie. There was a marketing issue, absolutely.
Yeah.
They should have had a trailer either on the day of the Super Bowl or right before the Super Bowl. One of the two. They should have done that. So that's definitely fucking on them. But they spent so much money on Solo that it ended up flopping because it couldn't recoup all the money that they spent on production.
Yeah.
It's just, it's fucking insane. Disney knows how to make money.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They do. That's probably the only flop that they've had in the past 10 years.
I'm tired of what some people say about movies flopping. Like, they could choose which movies flop and which ones don't.
Yeah.
Even though, this movie flopped. But it made more money than this one that you said was a success.
Exactly.
I'll go back to Batman vs. Superman with that.
Yeah, people say that Batman v Superman flop. It didn't.
No.
like
But
any
they said
movie.
Shazam made great money and it made like 300 million or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's,
mean, I understand it's less budget, but still, it's still a success.
I just it's insane. There's more than one kind of flop.
Yes.
There absolutely is. But the thing is, these franchises that they quote unquote are canceling, they're not financial flops.
Exactly.
Willow was
Good money.
consistently trending while the show was airing. And even now, with that news, the internet blew up because
Yeah.
people were losing the show, according to this stupid fucking rumor. And now we're
They're
apparently
losing their freaking minds.
losing Indiana Jones. Yeah, like the movie comes out in 4 fucking months.
Not even.
Yeah, like they're not canceling the franchise.
Yeah, it's 2 months away.
Yeah, well, I mean, like people are like, oh, well, it makes sense because Harrison Ford is getting older. No, that doesn't fucking matter when it comes to this. It's
Right.
Disney. Remember, it's a greedy corporation.
Yep.
They can de-age him all they want.
Well, like, I don't think that they're going to de-age him. I don't think they will.
I think his daughter's going to take over.
Yeah, I think that. I think what they're going to do is
Honestly,
they're
they
going
should
to
probably
bank-
just leave it Indiana Jones 5 and then just call it. That's it.
No. They're going to end up doing more projects.
Yes, they are.
Really? Okay.
Well, it's not confirmed. The show was apparently canceled. Apparently.
Okay. Because
it's all part of the same rumor.
the first two I've seen so far are amazing, and I can't wait to watch the
They're
third
going to do
one.
more with it. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. People are talking about them doing
Spin-offs or whatever,
bringing back Short Round.
Yeah.
People are talking about that. Honestly, after Shia LaBeouf gets his stuff worked out, because
Yeah.
he's been in a lot of news articles recently in the past year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that once he gets his stuff figured out, which maybe he ends up going on the same course as Ezra Miller, which so far it seems like he's figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
Or sorry, they're
Yeah.
figuring stuff out. Sorry. I think that if he ends up going that route, we could end up getting a Mutt Williams return.
Yeah.
And I'll say it, a lot of people didn't like Mutt Williams in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I fucking loved him.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that movie as a kid, and I was like, oh my god, I would love to see more of this. He was a cool character. He would have been, if they end up doing more movies, I want it to be him.
Yeah.
Like, I want it to be him, or I want it to be somebody that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Like, I just, they're gonna continue it.
They are.
They're going to. And no, I don't think that they're going to de-age Harrison Ford. No, I don't think that they're just going to reanimate his dead corpse. I don't think they're going to.
I mean, they did it with Rogue One, but
Exactly. A lot of people weren't fan of the fact that they did that with Tarkin.
yeah.
I'm of the camp that we shouldn't be reviving dead actors digitally. I just don't think so. Not even if you have permission of the family.
Right.
To me, it's
If
kind
it
of
was
just like
permission
let them
of
go.
the actor, it would be different.
Exactly.
Like with Bruce Willis.
Yeah. It's weird. It's just I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that the Harrison Ford estate is going to be like, oh yeah, no, absolutely, bring him back to life.
Right.
No, they're not going to do that.
No.
I highly doubt it. Even though Harrison Ford loves Indiana Jones drastically more than Han Solo.
Yes, he does.
Despite that fact, I still don't think that Harrison Ford would be like, yeah, no, absolutely, use my likeness after I die.
No.
No. There's going to come a day where we're going to get an Indiana Jones project, and it's going to have nothing to do with the man himself.
Right.
It's going to be set in the universe. It's going to have some of the same characters, some of the same themes. It's going to have references. But this franchise is not fucking dead.
Right.
A lot of people are convinced that it is because of this fucking rumor. But I have to ask you, if you believe this rumor, just fucking think for yourself.
Exactly.
Just fucking think about it.
There's a reason why I don't want to read rumors. There's a reason for that. So let's just leave it at that. Don't believe everything you read. And
Oh, God.
Disney, Lucasfilm, They're fine. Let's just hope the Indiana Jones buy. Let's just hope that it lives up the expectations, and that actually will be an amazing movie. We'll just see how it goes from there.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
I think it will do really good, and they're going to continue it.
Yeah. Speaking of Lucasfilm,
Mandalorian episode 4.
yes. Let's talk about the Mandalorian episode 4, season 3.
Redemption. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to say redemption.
Nah.
I will not say redemption. Redemption acts as if Ahmed Best did something wrong.
True.
He did nothing wrong.
True. Let's see.
Sorry, I knew that we were going to end up talking about this.
Yeah.
I was prepared for this conversation.
Yeah. And let me just say this real quickly. Even though this episode, I think it's the shortest of the Mandalorian episodes, I do believe, it's 1,000 times better than episode 3, at least for me. This may not be the greatest episode, but I love the episode.
It's one of the best episodes because of Ahmed Best.
Okay.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think it's fantastic that a lot of people are saying redemption.
Yeah.
Let me get that clear. I'm not being like, oh no, you're fucking stupid. I swear, I'm not. It's the fact that the main audience of this show are the people that didn't hate the prequels.
Right.
I will make a bold claim and say that because it was the older generations that were trashing the prequels.
Right. Exactly.
And the people that trash the prequels now are commonly people that get their opinion from the people that trash the prequels.
And they should have, at that point, they should have known what they were doing was messed up.
Right.
Being the older generation.
Yeah. So to see it as a redemption is for a lot of people. There's still people that hate Jar Jar Binks.
Yes.
That view it as.
I was going to get to that because there is a rumor.
Here, hold on.
Yeah, which I'll get to that rumor a little bit later.
The fact that people are like, oh well, he played Jar Jar Binks, but now he plays this. He plays this. The spoiler alert: the guy that plays Grogu, or he saved Grogu from the temple. We finally found that out, and it was Ahmed Best. It was Kelleran Beck, who people might know him from the Jedi Temple Challenge on YouTube, from the Star Wars Kids channel. Which that show is technically canon. It's ambiguous, but it's canon, at least to a certain degree. But people are saying redemption because he played Jar Jar Binks, and as we know, Jar Jar Binks wasn't the most liked character, at least when the movies were coming out.
Right. Well, even later, like I think what he was talking about committing suicide was like 2008.
Yeah. No, he was threatening to kill himself. Like he almost killed himself.
He went through a lot of crap for that.
Yeah, and now it's those kids that grew up with it. It's those people that weren't shitting on the prequels because they weren't old enough to shit on the prequels.
Right.
It's those people now that are watching Mandalorian. Those people now that are celebrating Ahmed Best.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of people that didn't grow up with prequels, but they watched them because they were already grown up.
Right.
And they didn't shit on it. I'm not talking about those people either.
Right.
No. It's not a redemption. Because that implies that he did something wrong.
No, it's a second chance. It's more like
it's a second chance. It's the opportunity for him to get the kind of praise that he deserves, and he fucking deserves it. It's the same thing as Ewan McGregor was talking about it when Obi-Wan Kenobi came out last year. He was talking about how it was insane to go from people associating you with those movies to associating him with those movies.
Yes.
Now it's these people that grew up with the prequels where that was their Star Wars. It's those people now that are helping hold up the Star Wars fandom and helping do stuff like Star Wars Celebration and being super active online and showing their praise for the prequels. Ewan McGregor's talked about it. Hayden Christensen has talked about it. I haven't seen anything from Natalie Portman about it.
It went from I have a bad feeling about this to hello there.
Yeah, no, seriously. It's those people now. So, Ahmed Best is now getting all the love that he deserves. And I said it to you the other day at work. I think that Jake Lloyd needs some of that love, too.
Yeah.
But it's
I feel bad
awesome.
I feel bad for the kid. I felt really bad for him. But yeah, I was going to get into the rumor. At least this is what I read. I read that for some reason, the black guy that saved Baby Yoda / Grogu, I'm calling him Baby Yoda. I'm sorry. I know Grogu must be a cuter name, but Baby Yoda is much cuter.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
People are claiming that was Jar Jar Binks that saved him.
It is. It's the guy that played Jar Jar Binks.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What do you think I was talking about this entire time?
Sorry.
Someone brings on vacation.
I was Dylan. I'm always focusing you on you talking, and I was so.
You had your eyes focused on me, but everything else was everywhere else.
But I'm always surprised. I always surprise myself.
Your brain's already on vacation.
but
He's prepared early.
but really? Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same guy. He also played. I think his name was Ahmed Beck. Or it might not have been Ahmed Beck, but he was in Attack of the Clones.
Okay.
The cantina scene where they slice off Zan Wessel's arm after Anakin and Obi-Wan chase her down.
I don't remember anything Clone Wars. I'm starting at...
No, Attack of the Clones.
Oh, okay.
Did I say Clone Wars?
Yes.
I meant Attack of the Clones, sorry. No, it's a scene from there. Remember where like he's in like the yellow speeder and they're like diving. There's the cantina scene where that's where they catch Zan Wessel.
Okay, yeah.
But in that cantina, you see Ahmed Best there, playing a character whose name is like Ahmed Beck. Again, I'm not entirely sure.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's rumored that character is related to Kelleran Beck. It's not rumored. It's theorized.
Yeah.
Same last name. Same last name, and they look exactly alike.
So what I was saying about going back to earlier about the 3 Star Wars movies.
Yes.
I think with the amount of fire going on right now, I think they will at least announce a movie on the character of my best. The Kellen or...
I think it would be really interesting.
I feel like they will give him, if not a movie, then maybe a mini-series.
I think it'll be interesting.
I think he will get something, though.
I feel
with
like
all the fire going on right now with it.
I feel like that's really bold, in my opinion.
I feel like it's entirely possible, though.
Well, I mean, the fact that they were talking about doing like a show like Skeleton Crew, where it's characters that we have no idea about.
Right.
I definitely see them doing something like that. Especially if they were to do like a miniseries.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure about that. It'd be cool if we got it. I just don't see them dedicating a full project to them. I think that if we get anything else other than like inside of Mando, because we have to see where he ends up being.
Right.
Like we're going to be getting more flashbacks, whether it's this season or next season.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting more Kelleran Beck on screen, but I think that's only going to be in The Mandalorian.
Okay.
I think that anything else that we get of Kelleran Beck is going to be in the off-screen media. I think it'll be a book or a comic.
Okay.
If we do get a full Kelleran Beck project, I think it'll be in one of those two. Yeah, I think that it's going to be in paper form.
Yeah, and can I say real quickly, Carl Weathers directing in episode 4. Mwah! Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. He should be a film director for the rest of his life if he wanted to, because he is so fantastic behind the camera. So good.
He's awesome.
So, pretty much in conclusion, the first half, 3 episodes. Yeah, the 3 episodes was great. 3 episodes was great, except the third one, even though we like it. But I think the other 3 episodes that has Mando are always the best episode. No disrespect to episode 3.
I don't even remember much of the other episodes.
Well, there's a reason for that.
In my opinion, the 3rd episode was better than the 1st.
Really?
Yes, and I say that as a Kawaki monkey lizard lover. I say that as a Purgle lover.
Okay.
Babu Frick lover. I say that as that kind of fan. I just... People complain about episode 3 not having a lot going on.
Right, but it all laid back to the clone.
It all related back to him. It relates to Moff Gideon, and it tells you where it's part of the Moff Gideon plotline. Yeah, that's where it currently is, and that's going to eventually run in.
The rest of episode 4 was just the foundling thing, right? Rescuing the foundling from the pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rest of it was Bo-Katan leading the clan.
I love the designs. The designs are so good.
It's people are theorizing that she didn't actually see the Mythosaur.
Okay.
In my opinion, she did.
She did.
Because
they showed it.
Well, like when she they showed it, but people are saying that like that was us seeing Bo-Katan seeing it.
Yeah.
Because
that maybe she actually did be redundant.
Yeah. At the beginning of episode 3, she asked Din as they pull him out, and we kind of discussed this past week.
Yeah.
She asked him if he saw anything down there, and he said no, it was too dark.
Yeah.
And people were like, well, the fact that he didn't see it means that it probably wasn't there.
He was half passed out, though.
He was half passed out. He was drowning. He was still drugged.
Yeah.
Like, he had all sorts of things going on with him. Like, it was clear that there was something off with him. That's why Bo-Katan asked him if he was okay.
Right, exactly.
So, I think that he wasn't in the sort of shape to see the Mythosaur. I'm amazed if he was able to see anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I think...
I think so.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Wait, I told someone.
Sorry. No. I don't think that he was in the shape to see anything.
No.
So the fact that people are like, oh well, he didn't see anything. No, he probably just didn't see anything. Like he couldn't see anything. So I don't think that's evidence for it. But when she talked to the armorer about it, the armorer was like, "Oh yeah, when miraculous things can happen when you go through that and stuff like that." Like talking about more of the religious aspect of it.
Yeah.
People are like, "Well, she wasn't going like, oh man, really? The myth sword is still alive?" And like super reacting and like acting as if Bo-Katan's fucking crazy.
Right.
People are also using that, and it's like, no, I still don't think so. No, Bo-Katan saw what she saw. I think she's trying to not convince everybody that she saw what she saw, because she wants to get the Darksaber back, so she can go back, claim the Mythosaur, and then try to say that she's the leader of the people.
Yeah.
Which, if they do it in a way that's not a villainous way, I'll like it.
Yeah.
I just don't really want her to end up being the villain.
I don't either.
It'd be cool if she was like a minor antagonist.
Yeah. I don't want her to be the villain, though.
Yeah, I don't want to. Personally, I'm biased because I really just want to see Din Djarin master the Darksaber.
Yeah,
I think he'd be fucking awesome. I think that'd be really, really cool. I think the only way he's going to do it is if he asks Bo-Katan for help.
So,
because as we saw, she's really good at wielding it for a reason. She wielded it for years. But yeah. People are saying that that's not actually what's going on, and that she's fully giving in to this, and it's interesting. But I was actually really happy that they confirmed that, which it was already confirmed when the theory came out. We just didn't know it. That Ragnar, is that what his name was?
I don't know.
The little foundling that gets kidnapped.
I have no clue. I don't remember.
It's Paz Vizsla's son.
Yes. They said that in the show.
Yeah, that's honestly really cool. Which, if he actually is part of the family that we know from the Clone Wars, which you'll end up finding out more about him.
I think 14 episodes left of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then I'll start it.
Yeah, you got it. It's fucking awesome.
So, pretty much in conclusion, we're pretty excited to see what the second half is going to bring for Mandalorian Season 3.
Well, I think it's interesting.
It's Mandalorian, of course we're excited.
Oh, absolutely.
It's true.
Because people are going to be asking what's going to happen next.
Well, it's interesting. It's as always, it's promoting among those that choose to be civil. It's promoting some really cool discourse.
Yeah.
People are spreading a lot of theories online, and people are obviously arguing about it. But it gets you thinking. And one of the things that I saw about during this episode, it was one of the weirdest fucking takes I've ever seen in my life. It was somebody that was like, wow, it's crazy how we haven't gotten any plot this season. Or nothing relevant, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, are you watching this show, but not actually watching it?
That's weird.
Like, are you in the other room while it's playing somewhere else with the volume down, and you're doing something like reading a book? Like, how distracted are you watching this show? Because I mean, when we talked about last week, you said that last week's episode was filler.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people that thought that was filler because they didn't think about how else it could be connected and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
They just thought that it was weird that Dr. Pershing hijacked the show.
Yeah.
No, this person, that person's saying that it's like that for the entire season so far.
Wow.
It's like, how? How are you not following the plot? It's literally all plot. There's like no fat to this season. Like, there's tiny little lines that don't quite matter, absolutely. But other than that, it's all been plot. Like, this was the only episode where you could be like, oh yeah, this wasn't really plot related. But it's still plot related.
Exactly.
They're not giving up on the Bo-Katan character.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is her plot. It's not the main plot, or at least it's not as far as we know.
Right.
But like I said, it could end up tying into this thing where Bo-Katan tries to be the leader of the people again.
Well, TV shows, you have side plots.
Exactly. It's like not everything has to be a one-track mind. It's like you're going to hate this. But it's like the people that hate The Last Jedi, where they're like, oh, well, Luke Skywalker was super bad in this. Like, that's not Luke Skywalker. No, It's just Ryan Johnson was way too subtle when he was doing all of this stuff.
Agree.
Like, he was way too subtle for modern audiences. Modern audiences are at this point where they require, or I'm not going to say all modern audiences. There are people that see nuance and subtlety to stuff, especially the really thick, big stuff.
Right, exactly.
I can't always see the really thick, big stuff. I totally get it. Like I didn't fully understand the Last Jedi stuff until I participated in Twitter online with people that weren't toxic.
Yeah.
I didn't fully understand it until then. So, like, there are people that are not going to understand this kind of stuff.
So, you know how they have the Disney Movie Insider thing? Where if you upload a code, you get points or whatever? I just got Last Jedi on 4K. It's coming in the mail.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
Cool.
It was only 900 points right now.
Okay.
So
that's pretty cool.
I'm going to get Rise of Skywalker next.
Yeah,
I've got them on DVD, but I'm trying to upload everything.
Yeah.
I don't have a 4K player, but it's the 4K Blu-ray and digital code.
Well, I mean, it'll still be
does
fine.
Blu-ray,
Yeah. So, that's pretty much what we stayed at. Pretty much at the status that.
Well, I don't understand how people can completely miss the plot.
Yeah, I know.
No clue.
Yeah,
Like, there is no subtlety in this show. I think the only subtlety there was in episode 3.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
That's the only subtlety thing.
yeah, exactly.
And even then, they kind of spelled it out for you.
Yeah,
Again, I'm sorry. I know that I'm like going back to this, but it's just, how can you watch the show but not actually watch the show?
exactly.
It's how a lot of people are with the sequel movies, because a lot of the people that watch sequel movies that don't like the sequel movies,
Yeah, exactly.
they have to have a lot of things to explain to them. Which in future Star Wars episodes that we do, I feel like there's going to be a lot more explaining, because I know that you don't like the sequel trilogy stuff, Matthew. I know that Paul's not a big fan.
But Dale and I are.
I feel like there's some explanations where once you guys hear the explanations on some of the stuff, especially if I'm not screaming the explanation, I think that once you guys hear some of the explanations, it'll make more sense and at least be more acceptable.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Ryan Johnson was way too subtle about all the stuff that he did in The Last Jedi. And I feel like that's an issue. That was the issue that people were running into, was that it was harder for people to understand the subtlety that he did with some of the stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I digress.
So, if you guys would like to hear our thoughts about Episode 5, then be sure you tune in next week when we talk about Mandalorian Episode 5 of Season 3. So, please join us for more Mandalorian talk. All right, let's get to our next topic.
We are doing our first... We're going to call it the first look at 2023. But we're going to rank the 2023 movies we've seen so far this year. And then we probably won't do any more rankings until we do our top 10 of the year for 2023.
All right.
That'll be our next look at 2023
All
movies.
right. I'm going to go first in this one. I'm going to go pretty quickly since we got a lot to talk about John Wick Chapter 4. So I might as well go first in this one and make it pretty quickly. So I see 7 movies so far in 2023. So I'm going to go by pretty quickly when I go from least best to best because I personally like all 7 of these movies. So to say which one is the least best, take your pick. All right, so let's go to number 7. It's going to be 65. Great action movie. I personally think the film should be a little bit longer, but that might be just me. Next one, Cocaine Bear, surprisingly. I didn't think I was going to like this movie, but it was really funny. It was very funny. So definitely was a laugh riot, that's for sure. Next one, number 5, is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Still love the movie, although I think the next 4 will be, for me, at least the best one. Which leads to number 4, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Love that one. Definitely needs a lot more appreciation for that one. So that comes in number 4. Top 3 was tough because I personally love the movies I saw in order. Creed 3, Scream 6, and John Wick 4. I love all 3 of these movies, but which one would I think was the best one? It was a tough one for me. So number 3 is going to be controversial. But I have John Wick Chapter 4 at number 3. Now, don't get me wrong.
Interesting.
It's an amazing movie. I absolutely love it. I'll give you which one I actually thought was the best John Wick movie. But man, John Wick Chapter 4, it was absolutely amazing. But Scream 6, surprisingly, at number 2 was my favorite over John Wick 4.
Respect.
Again, it's weird because I've been a sucker for saying how much I do not like this genre. But Scream 6 surprised the crap out of me. It was that phenomenal in terms of comedy and the kills. It was just an amazing movie. But number one for me, as a huge fan of Rocky Balboa, it has to be Creed 3. Again, it was tough. I loved these 3 movies, but Creed 3 was everything I want in a Rocky franchise. Phenomenal acting, fantastic boxing sequences. Dylan and I having a blast. That was the best part of the night, seeing it with Dylan. So as of right now, my favorite film of 2023 so far is Creed 3, but by a hair. It was a pretty great movie so far. All right, Paul, go ahead.
I feel like that our lists are all going to be quite similar.
Yeah.
Somewhat. I've seen so many this year. It's
Well,
So-
wow. Look over Mr. Well Watched.
So I didn't number my movies in order.
how many have you seen this year?
I'm going to be going I'm improvising. I'm winging it.
Okay.
For me, I feel like that my least favorite, not that I don't like it, but just where it would rank, in my personal opinion, Knock at the Cabin.
Okay.
I enjoy it. Batista's a great actor.
Preach.
I didn't. Now, in the second book of Batista, I didn't see the twist coming, which was nice. Next, I would have to say Megan. I actually really enjoy Megan. I think the sequel is going to be interesting. I love everything about that movie, honestly. It for what it is, it's really good. There's not much that I would have changed about it. Maybe a little bit more gore, maybe a little bit more kills, because there was not really that much of either. I will say, though, the scene in the woods where she rips the kid's ear off, I was kind of cheering for that, because that kid was a little jerk, so I always cheer for the villain in those cases. Who's the real villain? I would like to just add a moral question. Who's the real villain in that scenario? Oh, man, it's going to start to get tough now.
Dun 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 dun.
I'm gonna go ahead and get to my top 3. No, top 4. Okay.
Okay.
Because I forgot that I also saw Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I took one of my clients to see it, and it's normally not a movie I would have gone to see solo.
Okay.
But that being said, I shockingly enjoyed it.
I've only heard good things about it.
It's
It came
really
out this
good. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check out those.
It's really
Yeah, it came out,
good.
like, last month or something like that.
Yeah, it's really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's on Peacock right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not quite top 3 material, barely top 5 material, but still, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Whew, here's where it's going to get even more hard. Because I'm going to go ahead and get just to my top 3.
This is probably John's top 3 in different order.
It's very similar to John's top 3, yes.
Oh, it is? Okay.
In fact, it is pretty much identical. My top 3 are between John Wick, Chapter 4, Scream 6, and Creed 3.
Whoa! Wow. So
Same wavelength, bro.
So you did see Creed 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Again, I took my client to see it because, it's a Rocky movie.
Yeah.
That being said, and this is going to really piss people off, Creed 3 would be my 3rd favorite.
Okay.
But
Understandable.
I think what they did was so unique with it.
Oh, yeah.
I think the fact that it was his first time directing, you can't tell. I thought he did a phenomenal job as a
Yes,
director.
he did.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it was brilliant.
The plot was great, and honestly, this was the first movie in the Rocky franchise that does not have Sylvester Stallone involved in it, rather on screen or off screen.
Yeah.
I did not miss the Rocky character.
Well, I was thinking about it like halfway through. I was like, we haven't seen him at all this movie.
Right.
And then by the end, I was totally fine with it.
There was controversy
Right.
between Sylvester Stallone and the producer, which we'll talk about that another time.
Okay.
I
I didn't know there was a story behind it.
didn't.
Oh,
I didn't
there
either.
is.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
there
As
is,
far,
but-
from what I heard, Stallone just said that he wanted to kind of step back for this one. He felt like that he had done what he could do.
Yeah.
But that being said, we know that there's more Rocky projects.
he stepped back,
so,
all right.
so,
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a moment.
But yeah, I didn't miss the Rocky character in this movie. I thought that it didn't need Rocky Balboa to be a good movie.
So let me guess my number 2 and your number 1. Number 2 is Scream 6, and number 1 is John Wick Chapter 4.
That is interesting.
It's the wrong order, though.
It is the wrong order.
What?
No, it's him.
I'm more of a horror fan than an action fan.
It's Scream.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but I'm going to break down exactly why.
Okay.
Okay. So John Wick Chapter 4, if this is really the final John Wick movie, which they're already... I know that they've got number 5 planned.
They've said a lot of stuff now that it's... No.
I haven't seen any of that.
Yeah,
I've just
seen a lot of articles saying, like, this is probably it. They'd have to do something like a spin-off or something to continue.
Ballerina.
Yeah, the ballerina.
Yep, exactly.
They're going to have John Wick 5 eventually.
Well, we'll talk more about what I think about the future when we do the review.
This, yeah.
Yeah, I'll save my comments for that.
Nevertheless, if this is indeed the conclusion, they ended it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely phenomenal. The action sequences were, in my opinion, the best of the franchise.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the Kane character, man, oh my gosh.
Donnigan in anything is amazing.
What I didn't realize at first, and I'm so embarrassed to even say this because it was so stupid, I was going to lean over to Matthew because I didn't recognize who it was at first, and I couldn't remember from the previous movies. So I was about to lean over to Matthew and say, was that Ken Jeong?
God.
I feel so stupid to say that now that I know who it was. And I'm like, how did I not recognize him?
He had hair.
I'll say Donnie Yen playing another blind character. All I could think of was, I'm one with the Force and the Force with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force.
But nevertheless, like, I looked him up afterwards because I was like, this dude has to know martial arts. Oh, he knows martial arts.
Yeah.
He knows several martial arts. And, like, it tells, or it shows, rather. And honestly, for me, he made the movie.
Yeah.
I felt like the Keanu Reeves was not really in it that much compared to like what you would expect from a John Wick movie. I felt like we could have seen just a hair more of John Wick. That being said, though, it was still, in my opinion, the perfect action movie.
Absolutely.
And the ending, well, let's just say that the dog is the real hero of this story.
Yeah.
And Matthew
That
was
one
like,
scene.
yes.
Absolutely.
That one scene had the theater dying laughing.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, Scream 6...
Disrespect your surroundings.
Scream 6 being my favorite movie of the year thus far. I know that that's going to be controversial, but I do not give a single shit.
Oh, it was fucking killer, literally.
It was.
Yes.
That goes in the bank.
Yes, it does.
I knew as soon as it came out of my mouth. I was like, yep, that wasn't even intentional, but yep.
There was a lot on the line with Scream 6, I feel. After Scream 5, which was still successful, there were some people who had certain complaints about it. And especially, like, even with the trailer, the fact that you could identify both killers by watching the trailer alone. I think that they learned their lesson, and it showed. The Scream 6 trailer gave nothing away. Even a lot of the dialogue from the trailer wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah.
Which I thought was amazing. I felt like, was it the perfect Scream movie? The answer is going to shock you guys. No, it was not the perfect Scream movie. However, it is still my number one movie of the year. I felt like that the kills were phenomenal. This was by far the most brutal Ghostface.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that there was more than one.
For the record,
sorry,
I'm
more
not
than
laughing
two.
at Paul. I'm laughing because John bumped the microphone.
Yes.
But yeah, Scream 6. I mean, like I said, it blew me away. So yeah, I'm definitely.
It might have with that shotgun that Ghostface had.
Yeah.
There's another one.
All right, Matthew. So what do you got for your rankings? What do you think is the best
I've
one?
got 12 movies this year because I spent the whole weekend watching 2023 movies.
Cheater.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
Cheater.
The first two were not too good at all. 10 and beyond are decent to great.
Okay.
Shotgun Wedding was number 12. It was a romantic action movie about a couple getting married and like pirates invade their wedding.
Yeah,
I
it's
saw
Josh
that.
Duhamel and Jennifer
And-
Lopez, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Night Train was number 11. It's about smuggling medicine, like illegal medicine from Mexico.
I haven't heard of that one.
Megan was number 10.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the unrated cut, not the theatrical cut, so there was more gore and stuff.
Okay.
65 is number 9. I thought the plot was a little bit too thin. It was a decent thriller, though.
Yeah.
I liked
agreed.
it. Plane was number 8. I watched that this afternoon. The cinematography was incredible, especially during the fight scenes. That brought it up so much higher than it would have been. Because it was a decent movie. I probably would have had it before Megan, though. I probably would have had it at 10. But it brought it up those 2 spots because of just how insane the cinematography was in the fight.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Knock at the Cabinet is number 7. I enjoyed it. I liked the twist at the end. And I just thought it was really well done. I'm not used to seeing Dave Bautista as like a gentle character.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Blade Runner, obviously.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
was
gentle
gonna say.
animal.
He is.
Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania is number 6. I liked it, but honestly, it was okay just. Like, it wasn't my favorite superhero movie of the year by a long shot. Pale Blue Eye, number 5. It was incredible. The murder mystery aspect with the gothic horror with Edgar Allan Poe. It just was a really well done thriller. Cinematography was great. Cocaine Bear, number 4. That movie was freaking hilarious. I enjoyed every second of it. It was so much fun. Top 3.
You guys really like cocaine.
No, Jacob does.
Oh boy.
Ask Jacob about it at work.
Oh
Ask him
man.
if he's done any cocaine lately.
Oh boy. Wow. Okay.
I'll just tell you the story real quick behind that before I jump into my top 3. So the one day he was drinking a bottle of Coca-Cola, and he like started laughing and it went up his nose. He's like, "I just snorted Coke." So I've never let him forget that.
Jacob's gonna listen to this episode and he'll be laughing.
Number 3, Scream 6.
Whoa!
I love Scream, but like these next 2 were just far more in my personal taste.
Okay.
Everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
Exactly.
John Wick Chapter 4, number 2.
Okay.
Incredible cinematography, incredible stunt scenes.
Whoa.
If they ever add an Oscar category for stunts,
Yes.
it has to be because of this movie.
Yeah.
This is the reason they should add it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This should be the deciding factor that they make an Oscar category for stunts.
Yeah.
No, full.
100%.
They should have had it beforehand.
Yeah.
But this should be their deciding factor. Hey, we need to get this on board. This movie, the stunts are incredible.
Well,
The
they added
dude just
the
tumbling down the stairs like that.
Yeah.
I sent you the behind the scenes
Yeah,
video
you
of
showed me
that.
the behind the scenes
It's
of that.
nuts.
I
I've-
love the overhead action
Yeah,
scene.
the drone shot, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in depth. That was my favorite scene in the
Yes.
entire movie.
Yeah. So Shazam! Fury of the Gods is number 1.
It's DCU. It's gotta be.
wow.
It doesn't have to
okay.
be.
Okay.
Well, for me, it's my favorite series. So in a way, like the only one I really didn't enjoy was the theatrical cut Suicide or Justice League.
One of the opening credits carried the entire movie for Matthew. It was the one credit.
I mean, I loved it. It was a good movie.
It was great.
It was good.
Absolutely.
It was good.
It was great. All right, Dylan. I think I have a good idea what number 1 is going to be, but let's get to the rest of the rankings first.
I have a different top 3 than all of you.
Oh,
Okay.
I shared movies with the 2 of you, but I had a top 3, or I have a different top 3 in total.
Well, we all have different top 3. They have the same top 3, I think.
Yeah, they had the same top 3.
And I
You
have
have
a different one.
you
'Cause
have a
we're the
different one. I
same
have a
ones.
different one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the most different from yours.
Okay.
We
makes
still had one movie in common.
John.
So from least favorite to most favorite, I saw 8 movies.
Okay.
Number 8 is 65. We already talked about 65. It was a bit thin, but it was a good thriller.
Yeah.
You already said it.
It was fun.
I liked it. Number 7 is We Have a Ghost with David Harbour. Again, I really liked it. There was a lot of good stuff. It was, I don't know, it was good. I would have preferred more Anthony Mackie because he's the dad in it. He was fucking great in every scene that he was in, but we hardly see him.
I'm hopefully going to watch it this week.
Yeah, you should. I liked it. I think it was good. It was a different role than we're typically used to seeing David Harbour in, and there's one of the main plot lines of the movie is, oh man, who was he in life?
Okay.
And you end up finding that out, and when you find it out, my mom figured it out when we watched it, and I didn't. I thought it was a little suspicious who it what it ends up being. I was a little suspicious about the twist at the end. I was a little suspicious. But I was like, no. I was like, it's whatever. He's just being fucking weird. No. It ended up being that. My mom called it from a mile away. I was like, son of a bitch. No, we have a ghost. It was good. Next is Quantumania.
Yep. Number 6, right?
Yeah, number 6.
Same 12 months.
Yeah, I liked it. I'm an Ant-Man fan. I defend Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
I defend Ant-Man 1.
I love that one too.
Like, it's good. They're good movies. Paul Rudd's fucking phenomenal. Again, immortal.
I'll have a hot take when we do the MCU rankings. Yeah. I have Ant-Man 2 higher than Ant-Man 1.
I can't remember where my ranking is. I don't think we've actually done our official Marvel rankings on the podcast.
Not yet. We were going to, but then we got sick.
We'll probably do it after Guardians.
Yeah, that'll probably be the episode.
Yeah.
Guardians is probably going to be high.
Yeah. Yeah, Quantumania was good.
Yeah, I had fun with it too. It's actually my favorite of the Ant-Man movies.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors and Paul Rudd carried the movie.
Yes, they did.
Which, I mean, that should be good because they were the main characters along with Cassie.
Yeah.
Which you can be like, oh well, Hank, Hope, Janet. You'd be like, well, they were main characters too. Yeah, but it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp. First of all, second of all, they showed a lot of stuff for the main villain.
Absolutely.
No, it was an Ant-Man and Kang movie, and they both carried the movie, which is fine. It's not an issue.
Yeah.
Like, you would expect the villain and the main character to carry the movie.
Absolutely.
But it didn't beat the other movies on my list, unfortunately.
So what made
it's not one of my favorite movies of the MCU, but I still really liked it.
So what made it to number 5?
Number 5 was Fury of the Gods.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot lower for me.
Yeah.
Mine
was at number 4, of course.
That were an issue for me.
Yeah, mine was at number 4, so pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, for all the points that I made last week, it was I like the more darker / serious tones. I like the progression of showing Billy Batson growing up, which is interesting, considering like the entire point of the character is like he grows up into an adult, literally. Like, that's where his powers are. He becomes an adult.
We still gotta give props to that line again, even though we mentioned it last week. Taste the rainbow, mother!
That was awesome.
Like I said, that will always get me. That kind of line
was hilarious.
Always get me.
That was hilarious.
So, yeah, Fear of the Gods is just good. It's number 5 on my list. Number 4 is John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh.
Whoa!
It was lower on my list than you would expect, but when you hear my top 3, it'll be understandable. Okay. I liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun. That tells you about my top 3.
I know your top 3, you know.
You know my top 1.
I just don't know the order.
Yeah, you know my top 1, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk more about John Wick Chapter 4, but I just got to say, I had one hell of a fucking time. My favorite, like I said, my favorite scene was the top-down shot. That top-down shot was fucking awesome.
Do I have it right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a little suspense of what the top 3 will be.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. Chapter 4 was really good. That top-down scene, like you said, was fucking awesome.
Yeah. But we're going to talk more about it a little bit later.
Yeah. People were comparing it to the game series Hotline Miami, which has the basic same point of view.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was really good. I laughed so hard. Not at something that happened, well, not directly at something that happened in the movie, but rather at the audience reaction to something that happened in the movie.
That was funny.
Oh my god, I was crying. Yeah. I was laughing so hard that I was crying. The utter disgust coming from half of the theater.
For a scene that wasn't even gory.
For a scene that wasn't even gory. You're right. Like there's far worse than Saw. And maybe that's the fact that we've seen Saw, so we're not as like.
There's far worse than Suicide Squad too.
Yeah, I just. I was laughing so hard. It was hard to watch the movie after people made that noise. It was brilliant. No, that's not even intended to be funny.
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
not a funny moment.
Surroundings.
I'm glad that you're the one standing over there.
All right, number 3.
Chapter 4 was really good. Number 3 was the movie that I got to see 2 weeks early, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among
Oh,
Thieves.
yeah.
Okay, so I had 2 and 3 flipped.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it breaks my heart to put it underneath Creed and Scream 6 because I love D&D. I thought that this was honestly a flawless game movie. Like, I mean, it really was. And people
Movie
keep
coming
talking
out
all
March
about-
31st, guys. Get your tickets ready for a movie that Dylan loves.
Oh man, next week,
The spoilers
31st,
come loose.
it comes out. Oh, dude, I have been saving everything for this next episode. When I said that I'm going to hijack next episode, I mean it. I mean, I just the movie was so good. I'm not spoiling it. I'm not going to say anything about it.
Till next week.
Which we're going to give you the spoiler alert when we talk about it next week. But I'm
Give
going
us a
all
chance
in.
to see it.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It's a fucking great movie. I cannot wait to see it again. I can't. I almost bought tickets for the exclusive showing in Chicago.
Whoa!
I liked it that much.
Wow.
Which, if I would have had the opportunity for Scream 6 or Creed 3, I would have done the same thing. I would be reacting the same exact way.
I need to watch it soon. If it's gonna be on Paramount Plus, I need to watch that.
It'll end up being on Paramount Plus probably after like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, around then.
So
I
I'm
heard
never
Avatar
gonna.
is probably coming to Disney Plus next month.
Probably because it's going to be on digital tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coco
But
Bear,
yeah, I'm definitely
next month too, I think.
for some reason I'm kind of excited to actually watch it. So
Yeah, no, it's good. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking love it. My father-in-law, who doesn't really care about D&D, has never done anything with D&D because it's nerd stuff. He loved it. He loved it. He was asking me questions about D&D after the movie. Like, he wanted to know more about D&D because of the movie. And honestly, that's fucking great. Like this is how people get drawn in. This is how people get involved in things that otherwise they wouldn't care about. Like people grow up hearing about Star Wars all the fucking time, but there are people whose first Star Wars was a sequel trilogy, and it doesn't matter if you think it's better or not. That's just the fact of it. That's somebody's Star Wars.
I remember
That's somebody's
seeing-
prequels. That's somebody's originals.
I remember Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
I never got to see it in theaters.
It was a magical experience.
I wish I could remember it.
That was
so
the first
good.
movie I was supposed to see in theaters. I never got to.
okay, so is
Number 2 is Scream 6.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Number 2 is Scream 6. Fucking phenomenal film.
Yeah, it was.
It was awesome.
I'm going for the third time on Saturday.
Dude, I don't
Man,
blame
you need to catch
If I
up.
had more
I
money,
tell you.
I would.
It
This
probably
is-
won't get nominated for Best Picture, but if there's
Unfortunately.
but if this movie is, but if the movie is that amazing, and we argue it's the best of the franchise, you're doing something right with Scream 6.
Listen, if it's not the best of the franchise, then it's Scream 1. Scream 1 is the best of the
Right.
franchise. Which, granted, when you're ranking Scream movies,
Yeah.
of course, Scream 1.
Yeah, but again, I had no idea what to expect because the genre, it always kills me. But when you get to Scream 6, man, I was so surprised how much I absolutely loved this movie, and I was surprising how much I laughed at it. So Scream 6,
it
man, it was absolutely amazing. But that experience with Creed 3. Man, Dylan, I went with the movies with multiple buddies, including with Matthew and also another good friend of mine, and also my girlfriend, of course. But get to watch it with you for the very first time. That was a fantastic experience, and you're not even a sports fan.
I'm not a sports fan. I'm not a Rocky fan. I'm a Michael B. Jordan fan. That's the short of it.
Yeah,
Like,
Not to be confused with Michael Jordan.
Not to be
exactly.
Different sport.
Otherwise, I would be a sports fan. No. Paul, did you say earlier how you didn't know how you wouldn't have been able to tell that it was his first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, he's fucking so gifted. Like this, there are a few people who truly understand cinema. I'm not one of those people. I'm not. I definitely understand more of the business aspect of it. But when it comes to having an eye for stuff, I probably have a shit eye. Like I might as well just be shooting with my eyes fucking closed. No, this being his first time, he knocked it out of the fucking park.
And I just want to remind everybody, too, that what he was doing 10 years ago was the found footage film Chronicle.
Yeah. Which
is a great movie.
Yeah. Awesome
it's a
movie.
phenomenal movie. I remember I went with a friend of mine to see the premiere for that.
I haven't watched it in ages. I need to rewatch it.
It's so good.
I've got it on
so
DVD.
like the fact that he's gone from that, which unfortunately doesn't have the following it should, in my opinion.
No.
To now being in one of the biggest franchises in history.
2 of them. Black Panther.
Well, but we're talking about Creed 3 in this case.
I know, but 2 of the biggest.
Not everything is about superheroes.
Yeah, but he's right.
He
Two
is.
of the biggest franchises.
I'm just saying that, like, to go from Chronicle,
Yeah.
which doesn't get the recognition it deserves,
Right.
to, being in
A giant franchise. Yeah, that's
exactly.
What I'm saying, too.
So, I mean, just props to him. I can't wait
Yeah.
to see. Let's see where he is 10 years from now.
Oh, dude, he's going to end up
gonna
being
be the
a
next Robert
huge
Downey
name.
Jr.,
Yeah. He's I think it's awesome that we're witnessing this age of new major power players in Hollywood, basically. I love it. This could end up being a really bold statement, but Robert Downey Jr. was a star.
Yes.
He was already a star prior to this. He was doing SNL in the 80s, 90s, something like that. It was really close there. He was doing SNL in that time. He was a known name. He was constantly known for doing stuff. He was a big dude. He had his problems. He fell out a little bit, but he got back. In my opinion, Michael B. Jordan's rise is better than Robert Downey Jr.'s. And he's proving himself to be a titan in the industry.
I've got a take. I'm calling it now. It's a prediction. Actors that are going to be major players coming soon. Some of them are already getting there, like Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I feel like Michael B. Jordan, Elizabeth Olsen, and Jason Momoa are going to be huge players. And then just starting out, I think she's going to do a lot. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Ratcatcher from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I got you.
Daniela
Yeah.
Melchior or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like she's going to do a lot. She's already going to be in Guardians 3 and Fast and Furious in the same month.
Yeah.
So she's already, Suicide Squad blew her up quick.
We're definitely in the time where we're seeing a lot of these rising stars. We're seeing these people just shoot up. One of the things that we've been trying not to talk about is the Jonathan Major news.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about the news.
No,
But
about
he's
that.
a rising star.
He is a rising star.
He's going quick, too.
Yeah, one of the bigger. You might not have heard of the show Lovecraft Country, I believe.
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
It's an HBO show.
Yeah, it's a horror show.
But he was an unknown name going into that.
Yeah.
And then people liked that show, and that's how he ended up getting discovered, was because of that.
Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So he went from being an unknown name to this guy that is
MCU
at least currently,
Yeah.
the big bad for the next 5 years of Marvel.
Yeah. He's the next Thanos.
Yeah, in 2 years he did that.
Yeah.
In 2 years, he's already appearing in multiple blockbusters per year.
Yeah.
He's doing that. He's a very wanted actor. If things go, I don't really want to say much because we're trying to avoid it. But if things end up being good in wake of everything that we've been hearing these past 2 days, if everything ends up being kosher, he could end up being the face of Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's becoming huge. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where all these up and comings are going to go. Like, I mean, it's brilliant. Like, we are seeing the new boom of Hollywood.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, and another movie that we also love. So let's get to our quick review of John Wick 4, and then I'll do my rankings real quickly on after we talk about John Wick 4. For me, John Wick 4 is the best of the John Wick movies, at least for me.
Yep.
Because my rankings: John Wick 3, John Wick 2, and John Wick 4. The action in this movie was so phenomenal. Once again, the drone shot. That was incredible. I have never seen an action scene like that when you get to see a drone shot. And then you get to see the fire pistol. When people are on fire, when they shoot the gun and the head...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert, of course. Okay, yeah.
John!
Sorry.
People really need to just expect it.
Yeah,
If we do a review, it's going to contain spoilers.
Yeah, exactly. Spoilers. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Yeah, the drone shot where John Wick is literally people that are on fire. That was just absolutely just so good. The final shootout at the ending was. I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I was thinking, what are they doing? And then when they say, "Come on, the bad guy, he's clearly got to get shot in the head." They shoot him in the head, and I was thinking, "Yes, there you go. There's your satisfying ending." And the best part, the dog does not die. Hallelujah! So, man, John Wick 4, man, it was an absolute blast seeing it with you guys. Because I just love action movies so much. This is an action movie masterpiece, and I hear critics say it's the best of the John Wick movies, and it's going to be the best one. I can definitely see that. So, John Wick 4, 10 out of 10, A+, love it.
Well, I mean it when I say that every single movie in the John Wick franchise has gotten better with each movie. Like, the franchise only grows here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What?
I was going to ask if I could go next with my review.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got two things to bring up real quick because I think John's getting ready to leave. Aren't you?
And in about at least less than 8 minutes, yeah.
So, the two characters I mentioned, I recognize. If you have never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, there's a detective who was deep undercover, and he gets back to the police department. He's the guy that goes tick-tock in John Wick 3 at the beginning, the homeless guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That is Adrian Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And the other guy, I recognize the voice. I did not recognize the face. It is Penguin's Gotham's Penguin, Robin Lord Taylor.
Okay.
He's working with the woman in, like, the bounty room, where they answer the phones and stuff.
Oh!
He's got, like, 2 piercings right here and glasses in that.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, that's Robin Lord Taylor.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
And then one more thing before Paul gets to his review, my hot take. The idea of an action movie is loads of violence and stunt sequences.
Mm.
For that being the definition of an action movie, John Wick is a better franchise than Die Hard in terms of being action.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
That's a really hot take.
Getting to the action classics here, man. Oh my! Well, you know what?
That is my hot take.
Well, you know what? When we get into the what makes a good series, the John Wick series definitely will be on the nominations for best action movie franchise. Well, we'll see what the fans think. So, fans, what do you think? Which action series is better, Die Hard or John Wick? You decide, please.
A lot of people say Die Hard.
Man, that's crazy. Oh man!
And I will put a poll up on the Facebook page.
We already know which one's going to win. Just saying.
Yeah. No, Die Hard's going to win. I think it will.
You never know.
I love John Wick more.
But then again, Daniel Craig's James Bond's also pretty good. They got some
a lot of
action.
people really like his.
I do too.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll see that.
So yeah, what would you rate out 5 out of 5 out of
Well, that
5
wasn't his
with the
review.
John with
Right,
the
that's
John?
not my review. That's just.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You'll have to finish listening if you're leaving.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Paul. Go right ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Okay, so before I do my formal John Wick Chapter 4 review, I'm going to do my rankings.
Okay.
And before I do my rankings, I want to preface it by saying all 4 movies are a 5 out of 5.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like that Parabellum would probably be at the bottom of my list.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
Number 1 is going to be third on my list.
Okay.
Number 2, second. John Wick Chapter 4 most definitely is at the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I have a take that might be a hotter take than what you just did.
Oh, shoot.
I think John Wick Chapter 4 may actually be the greatest action movie of all time.
That's what some people are saying too.
No, I'm not talking just in the franchise. I'm talking of all time.
Oh man,
There's a movie we have to watch then because it's considered a lot by people to be the best. The Raid series.
I never heard of it.
The Raid Chapter 2 is considered one of the greatest action movies of all time.
I feel like John Wick Chapter 4 might be the greatest.
Okay. We'll definitely have to watch that though to confirm.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say that Raid 2 is the best. So we definitely need to check them out and see what we think.
I'll definitely watch the Raid movies with you. Yeah.
I don't even think it's an American movie. I think it's like a Indian movie, I think.
Maybe.
I don't
know what
to
you
look
guys
at
are talking about.
So, my formal John Wick Chapter 4 review. This is a perfect movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It is a perfect movie. There's no other way for me to put that.
Yeah.
The action sequences were amazing. I feel like the runtime was appropriate, which is shocking for me to say because I'm not the biggest fan of longer movies. I feel like that 2 hours 20 to 2 hours 30 is plenty in most cases. However, this film was justifiably long.
Yeah.
So that being out of the way, I love the dog in this movie. The dog is the unsung hero of this movie.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The good boy.
Whenever he was on the dude's arm and he swung the dog into the car windshield, I thought, my first thought was actually Matthew's pissed.
Yeah.
That was my first thought, but of course, whenever we saw the dog was fine, it's like, okay,
We're good now.
we're good. Matthew's not going to throw a massive fit in the theater.
Exactly.
The scene where the dog takes a leak on the dude's face after he gets shot.
Yeah.
One of the greatest scenes of all time.
Hero.
One of the greatest scenes of all time. It was so funny.
That was so funny.
The fact that the entire theater was laughing, like...
Nobody
I
was
loved
laughing
it.
as hard as us, though.
I think the third act... And I mean, it was fairly obvious what this movie was building to.
Yeah.
It's okay sometimes for movies to be obvious.
Yeah.
So long as it's done right. And this was done right. We knew that there was going to be that one final massive showdown. I will say, making John Wick fight Kane at the end, that was the only part that really took me by surprise. But then whenever John Wick goes down and the character played by Bill Skarsgård takes the gun from Kane and walks over, it's like immediately John Wick clearly didn't shoot, which means that he gets one shot, right? So it was pretty clear exactly what was happening at that point. But I love that the fight between Kane and John Wick was what it was. I didn't think we needed another big fight between them like earlier in the movie.
No.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, that scene, I was actually kind of on the edge of my seat because it's like, this dude has enhanced hearing because he can't see.
Yeah.
You know, that sense makes up for his lack of vision, right?
I got a thought on this one.
Sorry, Scarlet Witch. But whenever it is just completely quiet and John Wick realizes, okay, there's the gun. I have an opportunity to shoot this guy. Oh, that was so good. That whole scene was a masterpiece. The whole movie is a masterpiece, like I said. That being said, I was a little shocked that they kind of made it seem like he's actually dead now. Massive spoiler.
That was a shock to me, too.
I do not believe that John Wick is dead.
I don't either.
But how, though? I mean, come on.
I know you said they're different, but in a way they're sort of similar because they're both action stars, seemingly unstoppable. I still think it's possible because they killed James Bond.
But still,
We didn't see a dead body.
Dude, he's clearly dead. I mean, come on, it's set the cemetery, John Wick.
It's
And?
two different franchises, though. I feel like that just because it's the same genre doesn't mean that we can automatically compare them.
I'm just saying it's similar because they're both kind of unstoppable against bad guys type thing.
But the one difference between action and horror is that in action movies, they're human.
Yeah.
You know, they are always human, which means they can always be killed in theory. It's just, you know, matter of finding the right antagonist to actually do the final blow. In this case, it was another protagonist.
Right.
You know, but that being said, John Wick is not dead. I refuse to believe that. First off, Keanu Reeves has gone on record saying that he will make John Wick movies as long as they continue to do well. It's doing really fucking good.
It is. It is.
It's an R-rated movie, almost 3 hours long, and it blew past Shazam.
Well, right now it's not hard to blow past Shazam.
Yeah.
They're
not
at
doing
like 8 million this past weekend, I think.
Yeah, they haven't even hit the budget was not that much. It was like 125 million. They haven't even hit the budget yet.
Have they not? I thought that they passed
No.
300 million.
No, they're like I think 115 or something.
Hold on. That's the raise and drop in revenue at the box office is part of the news that I don't include.
Yeah.
So let me check while you guys talk.
Yeah, keep going, Paul.
Oh, that was the gist of it, really. I think that John Wick Chapter 4, as I've said several times, is the perfect movie.
Yeah.
I think that even if you're not a fan of action, you can go to this movie and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think if you just simply enjoy a good time in cinema, you're going to love this movie.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like
I even dare to say, you don't necessarily need to have seen the first three to get this one.
Okay.
Which I know for especially Matthew is a controversial take because he
Yes.
likes to watch movies in order.
Yes, I do.
But-
I have right order.
But for me, I feel like that even if someone hasn't seen a John Wick movie, they can go in and appreciate John Wick 4.
Yeah.
And I would dare to say it would make them want to go back and watch the other three.
As crap, I forgot what I was going to say. As John said earlier, though, about when we do our what makes a good series, I think we could agree that John Wick falls into what makes a good action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Step number 1, have Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'll tell you what the number one is when we actually do talk about it. So pretty much 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 for this movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
For
5 out of 5, yeah.
Yeah, that's
5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. It doesn't matter how high the list goes. It's at the top.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So, as Paul said already, easily one of the best action movies, if not the best. I'd say it's one of the best. I don't know. There's other ones that could be closer to the top, like Skyfall. I really enjoy Skyfall. We said earlier the stunts are second to none. If they were to ever make an Oscar category for stunts, this movie should be the reason that justifies it. They need
The
it
car
should- it should have happened already.
the car escape scene was
Yeah.
amazing.
It should have happened already, but if they had an Oscar category for stunts, this movie is the reason that should persuade them. And we haven't really talked much about cinematography. The cinematography in John Wick is on point. All 4 movies have beautiful cinematography. And I say this as someone who's into directing a little bit. I've done a little bit of directing, not much. But as someone who directed a little bit, I can say, I am, as long as it's not overused, I am in full support of drone footage for movies.
Yeah.
It can be used for very cool shots, as long as you don't overuse it. I'm looking at you, the gray man. But the cinematography was on point. And I love that they brought in, it's not just a normal action thriller, this one. They brought in the samurai elements and the Western elements.
Yeah.
Because you got like the duel at the end that's pure Western.
Mm-hmm.
And they mentioned that in an interview I read the other day, how I think it was the director's a big fan of Westerns and samurai movies.
Me too. Love westerns as always.
So he wanted to bring those into the franchise to kind of, if this is going to be the last movie, to give it an all full stop and add all the categories in.
There's going to be John Wick 5.
I know
There
you're
will
saying
be.
that.
There
But
will be.
the director even said that, if this is the last one.
Dude, another director will step up. I'm telling you, John Wick 5 is happening.
I just can't.
It'll
wait.
be a while,
I just can't
but
wait
it's
for the John
happening.
Wick spin-off movie to come out next year.
Yeah,
I'm
I can't
looking
wait for
forward to
that.
Yeah, the ballerina.
Yeah.
Ana de Armas is awesome.
I
She's making her a name for herself with spy movie.
Oh yeah, no,
An
for
action
sure.
movie.
For sure.
She's in John Wick. She was in James Bond.
She's gonna be in Ghosted.
She's in Gray Man.
I still haven't seen Grey Man, so
It
You're
was
not
good.
missing much.
I liked it.
okay.
I thought it was decent.
Oh, Grey Man with
Chris Evans.
Chris
and-
Evans
yeah.
and okay.
And Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Ryan
It was a
Gosling.
good movie.
Okay.
Not spectacular, but it was a good movie. There's a really funny scene where Chris Evans walking with a limp, and the woman's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, said something like, no, because I got shot in the butt, Suzanne.
Okay.
But yeah, cinematography is on point. Action is on point. I love that. As much as I love 2 and 3, I'm glad this wasn't a 3 hour of just non-stop action. I'm glad there was some slower spots in the movie. Because 2 and 3 were awesome, but they were also shorter movies.
Yeah.
We did not need a 3 hour action sequence.
Well, I'm glad that we got what we did.
Yeah.
Like
There was definitely more plot in this one.
Yes, for sure.
It made for great plot. Donnie Yen is incredible. Kind of sad we lost Lance Reddick at the beginning of the movie, but they didn't know he was gonna die.
Yeah. Like I told you, when I heard that, when I found out that Lance Reddick had passed, I was like, man, this would really suck this will especially suck if they end up killing his character in the movie.
And they did within the first few minutes.
One of the first things that they did. Yeah. I was floored. I was like, man. I was like, that's like it would have been different if he like passed this next week, you know.
At least
But like
we got
especially
the
hit
tribute at the end.
harder. Yeah. Man.
But yeah, 5 out of 5. My rankings would probably be 1 at 4. 2. I'd probably just reverse order.
Yeah.
4 is number 1. Yeah.
You know, I have the same ranking. Yeah, like I said, it's been getting progressively better. So like number 1 being in the 4th spot, the first one being the 4th spot, it's not diminishing the first at all.
Right.
Like it's not like, oh well, this is the worst one. Like if you think about it being the worst in terms of every movie afterwards got better, and this movie was already fucking great.
Right.
Sure, it's the worst. Like there's nothing bad to say about the first one.
It's like
It was great.
It's like ranking the original Star Wars trilogy in reverse.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it was just fucking awesome. And this movie, I already said I don't believe that he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, they would have shown a body. Which, granted, who the hell is going to hold a funeral for him other than the people that were at his burial site?
Right.
But, I mean, if they really wanted us to believe that John Wick was dead, it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it. Like, he could have died out from amount of blood loss.
Yeah.
Like, he could have. That probably what it is.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, all the energy had died down. I saw earlier that people are apparently complaining about this movie being unrealistic.
What?
And it's like, how? How can you think for a second that this movie was supposed to be realistic? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
He would have broken his back in Germany hitting that fucking concrete pillar.
Yeah.
Like,
He
he
would
should
have died in the 3rd movie.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't have been
probably
walking.
died in the 1st movie.
Yeah, no, like he just he should have died the 3rd one. He should have died the 2nd one. He should have died the 1st one.
Yeah.
Like this entire movie was comprised of people in bulletproof suits where they weren't showing any injury after being shot.
Right.
Which anybody that knows, when you get shot and you have a bulletproof vest, it doesn't matter how good the bulletproof vest is. It doesn't matter.
You're getting knocked
it's
on your
gonna
butt.
fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have like people get welts with armor playing paintball. People
Imagine what a
get
revolt's gonna
injury with that. Exactly. Imagine that you're wearing your regular clothes where your clothes are bulletproof.
Yeah.
You're getting shot by a fucking bullet. Like you're gonna have a welt at minimum.
You're probably going to be bleeding at least a little bit.
Yeah, and the fact that like when they were shooting at each other, they kept like pulling up the vent of their jacket to protect their head.
Yeah.
You know that there were people that were getting headshots consecutively.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how taut they're gonna pull that panel; it's gonna hit their fucking head.
Yeah, they're going to...
Yeah, seriously. Like you might as well be getting decked clear in the face by a professional boxer.
Yeah.
Like it's just when you watch these movies aren't meant to be realistic. There are things about them that are realistic, but when it comes to actual execution and when it comes to actual action, a lot of it's not.
Yeah. Same for the other major action franchises. Bourne,
Yeah.
James Bond, Mission Impossible, Die Hard. There's especially Mission Impossible. There's a suspension of disbelief with every single one. It's not meant to be hyper-realistic.
How many movies is somebody disarming a bomb and then they stop at the very last fucking second?
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Almost every action movie.
Almost every fucking action movie, and then look at it. people expect it. Are you telling me that people expect it to be that way in real life? No, you're not going to suddenly pull the right wire.
Right.
You're not going to in real life. Yes, it's a likelihood. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it happens every fucking time in a blockbuster.
Chances are, if you're that low, you're about to be barbecued.
Exactly. If you want an example of realism when it comes to disarming a bomb in the movie industry, which again, that's comparable. That's comparable to being like, oh well, John Wick is supposed to be realistic, but it wasn't realistic at all. If you want a good example of what would happen should realism to actually take place or become a prominent thing when it comes to making action things, watch the 3rd season of VGHS.
Okay.
Is it the 2nd season? No, yeah, it's the 2nd season. Because it's the outside arena. There's an episode where arguably the main character of the entire show, Ryan D, he's playing a simulation in his FPS game, which he's one of the leaders of the first-person shooter teams on the show. He's playing in a simulation because he's bad at disarming bombs. And so he's trying to blow off steam by trying to like practice at it. And they end up showing a screen that's like, you have a 0.04% success rate on this mode. You've played 397 games or something like that. And he didn't successfully. They show a montage of him dying and getting blown up. That's exactly what would happen if they incorporated realism fully into action movies. There's no last second. No. There's not. They're gonna blow up 90% of the fucking time.
Exactly.
It's not cool. So they don't add that degree of realism to it.
Unless someone's a bomb professional, they're not gonna be able to get it.
Exactly. If John Wick was supposed to be realistic, he would have been dead the first 10 minutes.
Yep. No,
just point blank period. But the thing is, it's not meant for realism.
It's supposed to be an action-based superhero, basically.
Yeah.
It's unstoppable.
I find it that these people that complain about that kind of stuff are the same people that complain about stuff in Star Wars being inspired by political events.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to get political. This isn't me trying to do that. But little do you know, the Empire is based off the Nazis.
Right.
That's a common known fact.
Right.
They're just the Nazis.
Yeah.
And then along with that, I believe Vader and Palpatine were inspired by Bush and his vice president.
Okay.
Or no, I don't think it was Bush. I don't think Bush was president yet. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bush was 90s.
Yeah.
Way before.
Yeah, I know parts of our American history. I don't know it all. I especially don't keep track of the fucking president.
I'm good at science, not history.
I'm good at math.
I'm somewhat good at math. I
don't like math, but I'm good at math.
I can do like some pretty decent multiplication in my head without writing it down.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Angel asks me what something is, and within 30 seconds I tell her what the answer is.
I'm good at that too.
No, it's one of those things where like people get upset about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and they don't mention it about the original trilogy now. They don't mention it. They only mention it when it comes to play in modern media.
Right.
It's those kinds of people that are complaining about realism. That's there. Obviously, there are people that don't do that. I'm saying a vast majority are those people. They share the same category. It's those people, and it's like, how can you say that you want realism but you don't want these other things from real life?
Right.
Like it's weird to me. But no. I talked about it earlier. My favorite scene of the entire movie was the top-down shot.
Yes.
It was beautiful. It was brilliant. The choreography was phenomenal. The stunts were amazing, as always with this franchise.
With the
series. You're right. They should make a category for it, which they did that for Pixar with animation.
Right.
So I could see them doing it with it. I just don't see this movie being it. Not because I don't think it deserves it. I think it fucking deserves it. Out of every action movie that we've ever gotten, this absolutely deserves to inspire the next category. I think that if it ends up happening where the stunts get the stunts get their own category because of a movie, it'll be a Tom Cruise movie. It'll be Mission Impossible.
That's what I was gonna say. Mission Impossible was the other option. That would be.
Yeah, that's the one that I personally see inspiring its own category.
They spent like 3 months on the one stunt that they worked on for this movie coming up. The Mission Impossible.
I haven't watched the trailer for it. I've been wanting to watch all the Mission Impossible movies before I do anything.
Okay, you've never seen them?
I've seen bits and pieces. Like, obviously, I've seen the iconic scene where he drops in the first movie.
Yeah.
And he's in the isolated chamber.
They're like John Wick. Well, except the first two aren't that good.
Well, how many is Simon Pegg in? Because I like Simon Pegg a lot.
I think he starts in the third one.
Okay.
But it's... if you were to rank them like a mountain scale, like the higher, the better.
Mm.
1, 2, 3,
Okay.
4...
And then it just progresses.
Yeah, once you hit 3, it starts really.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. I'm pretty sure they're on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are decent.
Yeah,
They're just not good. Like they're not fantastic.
Well, like the first one obviously has something. Otherwise, the franchise wouldn't exist.
Right. Yeah. 1 and 2 really falls into the early 2000s.
Okay, I know what you're talking
Tom
about.
Cruise's long hair, new metal, like the Korn and Limp Bizkit stuff.
Rob Zombie's in there a little bit.
I think so, yeah.
Rob Zombie was in every movie in the early 2000s.
I know at least there's a song in there, I think, of his. I think one of his songs is in there.
I'd probably be able to guess it.
But, yeah, Limp Bizkit did the theme song.
Interesting. Okay.
But, yeah.
Flip Biscuit!
Yeah, but, yeah, long hair. It's really evident that John Woo directed. There's all these flips and...
Okay.
Yeah, plot's kind of cheesy.
Well, I'm not going to say anything bad about Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But, like, kind of figures.
3 starts getting really good.
Mm.
And the villain is Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Really?
And he's actually scary in it.
Well, I mean, he's a phenomenal actor.
Yeah, that brought the movie up to a whole nother level.
Okay.
That's when the stunts start getting really crazy, and Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it, and Simon Pegg, I believe, starts in that one. So
Here, I'm gonna end up looking this up.
yeah,
yeah. I just getting back to John Wick.
yeah,
yeah, no, it was fucking awesome.
we're definitely doing a Mission Impossible episode this summer.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised when what was his name, Dumont? Bill Skarsgård's character.
I think that's what his name was.
When he was like, I nominate Kane.
Yeah,
I wasn't surprised. This dude was a little bitch. He talks the big talk, but he's a little bitch. Winston put it best.
yeah,
Like, oh, you naive fool. Like he was talking the big talk, but he couldn't walk the walk.
yeah.
Like he's acting as if he's this big deal, which he was. But it's like when it comes to the actual business, you suck.
Yeah,
like you get in way over your head. He way underestimated John Wick.
yeah,
Like I don't know how they do it for 4 movies. We're constantly up against somebody that's like, oh well, it's just John Wick. Like they know how badass he is.
Yeah.
Which the first one was the one that's the least like that.
yeah,
Where like it was the guy from Game of Thrones, and he was like, well, it's just John Wick, big fucking deal. He didn't quite know who John Wick was. His dad did. That's the reason why his dad was trying to protect him so fucking hard. Was because Baba Yaga was coming after his fucking kid.
Was the dude from Game of Thrones the mob boss, or was it?
No,
his
it was the
assistant?
kid. Yeah, it was the kid.
Oh, okay.
It was the guy that took John Wick's car and killed his dog.
Because the assistant, the guy who was assisting the Russian guy, he was also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know his name, but he's like the guy about like the boogeyman, and then the Russian guy's like, no, the boogeyman, he's not actually the boogeyman. He's who goes to kill the boogeyman.
Okay.
The guy he's talking to in the.
I recognize him. I don't think it was from that.
Yeah, he's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine too.
Okay.
He played a character named the Vulture.
Huh. Oh, him.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It was hard for me to picture his face.
Yeah.
No, I don't know him as the Vulture. I know him as the Allstate commercial guy.
Yeah.
Like what? Like Captain Accident or something like that?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, no, I that's where I know him from.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's great as the Vulture too. But it's just he's everywhere as the progressive guy.
I completely forgot
Or not
about that.
progressive.
That tells you how much I pay attention.
Yeah. That's the only movie where they don't fuck up like that.
Right.
Like the mob boss is clearly fucking scared the entire time.
Yeah.
And he ends up being the final kill of the movie.
Yeah.
That's the only one where they don't make the mistake.
Right.
Like every other movie since then has made the mistake of like, oh, it's John Wick. How hard is it to kill John Wick?
Right.
No. Like every fucking movie, it's happened. To me, it's like this dude is the only guy to have gotten out of the business.
Yeah.
No debt whatsoever. And you think you can kill him? How? Like, I know that I was talking about suspension of belief.
Yeah.
I know that I was talking about that earlier, but like even with incorporating suspension of belief, it's just like how?
Right.
Like we already got it in universe. One movie where somebody like took it being John Wick seriously. Like somebody was like, "Oh my fucking god, this is a fuck up. I'm probably not walking out of this alive."
Right.
Every other person we've gotten since the first movie has been so cocksure, like, "Oh, big fucking deal."
Yeah.
Like, I just like the woman sent from the council in the third movie.
Yeah.
Where she was like, "Oh, this hotel is deconsecrated. We all these people helped John Wick and all this other shit." Even she was like, "Yeah, no, John Wick's dying."
Yeah.
Like, no, dude.
You're dying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for it to fucking happen. If we end up getting John Wick 5, it's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to bring her back so she can fucking die. It'll be fun. No, it was really good. All the kills were really good in this. The stunts were fucking awesome. Cinematography was great. Honestly, I think that if I ever had to give a critique for this movie, was that versus every other movie that we've gotten in the John Wick franchise, Keanu Reeves just felt a little static in this.
Yeah.
Which I looking at it from a certain point of view, and that point of view being like, this is a man who's lost everything.
Yeah.
Like, this man is a hollow shell of who he is. When you look at it that way, amazing performance.
Yeah.
Amazing. Keanu Reeves is a brilliant actor. It's just, in my opinion, when it came to the full acting of the John Wick movie, the first half of the movie was
Yeah.
But again, like, it's a man that's lost everything. Like, he is not himself. He is not the John Wick that like everybody he cares about knows him to be. Like, he is Baba Yaga, no personality for most of the movie.
Right.
Like, he's still John Wick. Like he remembers stuff with Winston, with Kane, with everybody. Like, he pulls memories, so it's not like he's totally lost. But it's just hollow.
Yeah.
Like, he does not care. He's a man bent on a fucking mission.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the only critique that I give. And even then, he gave a great performance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's just he felt a little too static.
That's all we got for this week, I think.
Yeah. I solid 10 out of 10.
Yep.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. It was great. One hell of an experience. I can't wait to see what they do. John Wick's not dead.
Counting until later this year.
Yes.
So yeah, that's all we got for this week. Next week will be Dylan's Dungeons and Dragons review.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. It will have spoilers.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be frothing at the mouth this entire review. It's going to be fun. Especially going to be fun because we have to do all the news ourselves. We're not going to have a third or fourth person.
Well, Paul might be here.
Yeah. In the unlikelihood that he's not here, it's going to be us.
Yeah.
It's just going to be us doing the news, and that'll be fun.
Yeah. Let's next week we could do the Dungeons and Dragons review and
dibs on opening it, by the way.
Yeah.
If that wasn't clear.
Let's talk about movies where it's been like a sequel years later, like Top Gun, Blade Runner.
For next episode?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down with that. Blade Runner is going to be mentioned, and I'm going to give another bad opinion about it. I'm so sorry in advance.
I'm going to rewatch those this week.
I probably should. I want to see if Blade Runner 2049 grew on me again, but
yeah, I can't wait to watch it on the projector.
Yeah,
it's one of those movies that you need a big screen for.
Yeah. Is that streaming anywhere? Do you know?
I think it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
I got the Blu-ray, so I'm good.
Yeah, I don't, for obvious reasons.
But yeah, that's all we have for this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, see you next week. One last thing. Please rate us.
Yes.
Rate us
Like
on
us
any
and
platforms.
follow.
Yeah, like us and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Spread the word. We're still growing, and we would like to reach more audiences. That way, we can help create a community. It'd be cool.
Please share also if you enjoy what you hear.
Yeah, please.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week.
See you next week, guys.